Hello and welcome to the Patches In podcast. My name is Dom. I'm here with Hamish.
Hi everyone.
I'm here with you.
Hi.
And I'm here with Anji.
Hello.
Hey.
Woo! Special guest.
Special guest Anji. Do.
Charity guest.
That's the news noise, not the special guest noise. We need a special guest noise. Hugh, give us a special guest noise.
Go Hugh.
Da 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 da. Is that
I like the way that you pointed as well.
I pointed at Anji at the end. I was like, da.
Guest.
People can't see that, yeah.
There you go. I explained it.
How we all been this week, boys? And girls. And girl, should I say.
Old, mate.
Old
now.
It was Hamish's birthday yesterday and we went to a gig and he sat down for all of it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't sit down for all of it at all.
99% of it he sat down for, because the 1% he went to the bar.
Ah.
Yeah, exactly. I was too drunk to stand up all the time.
I have a video of him tripping and falling.
It was my birthday, right? You're not allowed to say anything bad about it.
Exactly. What gig were you away to see?
You saw Trivium, mate. See the hoodie?
Oh, is that what that is?
I went to see Trivium. It's not a band that I still regularly listen to, but it was a nice nostalgic band. I think it was good fun.
That's disheartening if Trivium are now a nostalgic band. That makes me a bit sad.
You got to understand Hamish's Spotify, right? He's got to fit Trivium between like Kesha and Lady Gaga.
I think you'll find it's Miley Cyrus and Taylor Swift.
TT.
I do like Lady Gaga as well.
I know you do.
see that song? Like, I don't even think it was actually used in Wednesday, but it's like
the handstand,
all the TikToks, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Bang bang.
Bloody Mary, I think it's called.
Bloody
It's a
Mary, yeah.
banger, mate. Like, normally I'll just walk along with like one earphone in, just in case anyone comes up or whatever. But
Like Lady Gaga.
anytime,
Better be listening to Bloody
In case you need
Mary.
to defend yourself.
Aye, no, exactly.
This is my Gaga.
No, like, I mean, like, everyone thinks, oh, women need to be careful, but guys are more victims of violent crimes, you know?
What?
What they are? I'm just saying. Anyway, whenever that song was on, I'm like, I need to listen to this properly, like 2 earphones in.
So we just need to let the audience know, like, just wear one headphone when we're listening to this podcast.
Yeah, just put me in that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I live my life that way, but that is because I'm legitimately deaf in one ear.
Yeah,
So I can only listen in mono.
Thank God it's on.
We're all laughing. Like,
It's more laughing because she doesn't want to listen to moron to us, just always talking. She's like, oh.
You're like buying 2 headphones and just getting used to one.
Do you know what? Like, people used to give me broken headphones.
That makes sense.
So I got like a couple of, I got a pair of Beats once, I got a pair of Skull Candies, and like people would just bring me like broken headphones because it's like, oh, the left ear went, so you can
That's efficient as well. Like,
yeah, I mean, that's kind of nice. Like, you know, it's like when you see people that have like only one foot and then they find other people that have the other foot and swap trainers and stuff like, because you can't buy single trainers, you know. Well, people do that, Hugh. What are you looking at me like for?
mate, I didn't look at you anyway. Like, I just know what your fetishes are now.
Oh no, I've never understood that foot fetish. Like, sorry, Dom, but I've just never understood it.
I think you need to see, mate. You just need to get into it, you know. No, that's
Right
weird.
between the toes.
Right between the toes. I was at a horror night, like a DVD night. We were just watching horror movies, and someone was just really obsessed with webbed feet. And
What was their name?
I'm not telling you the name,
name them.
but she
Her
she was obsessed with
Wait,
just
Hamish,
webbed
let's
feet.
go through the
weird,
names. Let's go through the names.
Because
Every female.
someone was
Maybe
brought up. I can't
Facebook.
remember. It was some celebrity was brought up, and she supposedly had webbed feet. And she was like, "I just need to. If I ever meet her, I would run up and take her shoes off and look and see if she had webbed feet." I went, "That's really strange." I went, "But she might be a good swimmer though." So
Yeah, like that's kind of what they're for, isn't it? Like swimming, like catching that water,
catching that webbed feet.
Yeah, because those tiny wee things make such a difference. Like,
You ask frogs that, Hamish. You go ask the frogs.
I did actually know a lassie with webbed feet, and she was saying like anytime that she told people, they would always ask to see them, so she just stopped telling people. Like,
Yeah.
but like,
Did you then ask her to see them?
No, I saw the rest of her. But Quentin
spying on
Tarantino.
her?
No, Quentin Tarantino. He likes feet, doesn't he?
Yeah, and then he has movies. You always see that. Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, there's a whole thing with Margaret Robbie, like as well.
Yeah, in the cinema, and even like the lassie that Brad Pitt picks up,
Yeah, I actually
puts on the dashboard and stuff like that. But like,
Kill Bill.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing with like Emma
moving-
Thurman as well.
The
Yeah,
moving of the toe.
yeah.
thing, yeah,
Wiggle
that-
your big toe.
Yeah, that's like, I don't know how old I was at that time, but like when I saw Uma Thurman's feet, I was like, that is awful.
Yeah,
All women's feet look like that.
That's what it makes or breaks foot fetishes. You know, some go, that's horrible. Some go,
That's interesting.
I think someone explained to me as women always squeeze their feet into like smaller shoes and like the
Yeah.
high heels and stuff like that, so they kind of get all a bit messed up. Angie, can you confirm this for us? This is why you're here.
I'm a 6 in trainers and a 5 in heels, legit.
How's that work? Is that just a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've never tried heels on.
have you
Because they
seen?
need to absolutely like you. If you wear heels that are too big for you, like it does more damage.
Ah. This is something we've never had to deal with. Just ignorance over here.
Is this women hour? Just ask me shit about women.
Ask the lady about women.
I get my notes out. Like,
These guys don't
Where
get.
do babies come from?
They don't get a lot of
so I
chances to talk to
can
women.
have none of them.
We don't get a lot of chances to talk to women.
Says the single guy.
Yeah, so that's more women, isn't it?
More women
So
to
what?
ask. So, like, I've got more opinions. I know more. I've
A
lived-
wider array of opinions.
Opinions. We're not allowed to have any of those.
Yeah, exactly.
We have them, but we're just not allowed to
You're
talk
not-
Yeah,
about
the ones that we tell you have.
No, this is right. Okay, back in the kitchen.
Anyway, Angie, how's your week been? Let's try and move on to something a bit more positive.
Yes, please.
my week, my year.
Oh yeah,
It's been good. It's been good. See, this is where there's going to be a bit of overlap because if I tell you about my week, I'm also telling you about Dom's week. So
That's fine. He's usually quite boring in it, so
Yeah.
if you do it, it's
Yeah.
great.
At least it's a different voice than rather going, oh, it's Dom, and then you just go on their phone.
Better flow of
Hamish just,
conversation, not like,
Hamish just looking at the bottle,
yeah.
just going, oh, it's not empty. Yeah, I thought I'd had at least a couple. Fuck. But yeah,
I'm feeling you all full of rum, like birthday rum for Hamish.
yeah, birthday rum for
How
old
old
man
are you?
Hamish.
How old did you
I'm
turn?
34.
30.
Yeah.
Youngest of the podcast.
Yeah. Don't look at me like that.
Of the
Mate.
host of the podcast.
You look great for your age. If your age was 60.
See, the thing is, like, I don't think I look young, but I've not changed that much. Like, because not even in a good way, because I've always looked older. Like when we were like 16, 17, it was always me that was sent to buy the drink and stuff like that.
I was
because
that person
looked-
too.
You were already on your way. We just texted you.
Yeah, just, while you're there, can you pick me
Yeah.
up?
But do you know what you would do when you bought booze as an underager? You would always buy a paper as well, just to make the whole.
Chocolate bars and stuff like that. It's for my night. I've got a night planned.
Yeah, like you're doing your shopping. No, I just went and bought booze. I remember one time, I think you were there, Dom. I think it was you, me, Greenie, and maybe someone else, Kemi or someone like that.
Yeah.
And we were obviously poor at the time because we were kids.
Yeah.
And we scraped together. We had £5 between us. And we went and bought Smart Price whiskey.
Oh.
Nice.
Like
Nice.
I
I
had like
remember
the
this.
white label with the green writing on it, Smart Price whiskey, and it was the
Did
worst
you
thing.
clean your kitchen
ever.
with it?
No, cleaned their insides out. We drank it straight as well.
Yeah.
In someone's car. Someone was driving, and we just parked behind the town or wherever it was, and we just passed this bottle around, and it was horrible. Almost as bad as that tequila and Powerade that we had here.
Yeah, that was a good cocktail we had.
That does not sound good at all.
Look, you had to have like efficient speed there, right? Because we were going into a gig, so we had a bottle of tequila. And we're like, how quickly can we drink this? So we need
Swally the
something.
Swally, did you play that?
What's that?
Swally the Swally, you sit like on a park bench with the back of the bus and you have to like finish a bottle of spirit as quickly as possible between a group of yous.
Was that a game? That was just
Yeah.
every
That's
day.
just what we did.
Why we bought Powerade as a sport cap? You squeeze that right in your mouth.
Oh, no wonder athletes. I'm an athlete right now. A drunk athlete.
Then we went in to see. It wasn't your band. It was
Gareth?
Gareth's band.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Far superior. Nah, I'm kidding.
You were
I can't
bullshit.
actually remember that well. It was.
Well, hold on, because you're drinking a bottle of tequila and Powerade. No wonder you can remember it.
I was very hydrated though.
Oh, there you go.
What are electrolytes in my body?
A little bit Mexican. But there was another time, I remember you and me, Hugh, usually we would steal things from like my dad, but I think all
Acquire. Legally, need to say that. Acquire, not steal.
And it was, all we had was 4 cans of Guinness, 4 like big pint cans of Guinness, which neither of us really are that keen on. And we were like, if this is all we have, yeah, of course, yeah, if that's all you've got. We were like, how can we make us actually get drunk with this? Because we don't have a lot, so how else do you get drunk? Well, you drink fast, so we basically just downed 2 pints of Guinness.
Yeah, the mega pint cans is slightly bit. Oh.
Yeah, it was just immediately felt sick. And it was just like, I'm not like, Guinness is alright if it's nice and out of a proper tap, but cans just feel like cold soup or something like that.
Yeah, that's basically what Guinness is. Like, I love my Guinness, and like I've not really drank Guinness in a while. Like I've had some of the new you bought as the Guinness coffee brew, which was
I bought
really
you
nice.
the cold brew
cold
over
brew.
Christmas because we were working really, really hard over Christmas.
Yeah.
And I got you a Guinness mug for Christmas that came with fudge. Now, I hate the taste of Guinness. I absolutely loathe it.
Yeah.
So, this mug, I think, are you drinking out of it?
No, I'm not drinking.
I thought you were talking about Dom there. This mug.
This mug right here. This
Mug
mug
over
full
there.
of fudge.
But the fudge, like, you had it and it was like Guinness flavoured fudge. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, how is it? And you were like, it doesn't taste of Guinness, annoyingly. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's a shame. You gave me a bit and I was like, ugh. That definitely does taste of Guinness because I cannot eat this.
Yeah, and I'm like, really? And I'm like, no, I can't taste that
So
at
if
all.
it's a
Irish
flavour that you
yeast.
don't like, you're more likely to know that it's there.
You see that Irish yeast?
Irish yeast.
Got a more refined palate.
Yeah.
Anji.
She does,
More
definitely.
rebellious yeast.
He lost his with that Smart Price whiskey.
Because again, I can remember like it was like let's try all the Smart Price alcohol. There was the cider, there was the beer.
White lightning.
Some of the stuff you're just wanting to try. Like what was the alternative Yosef for the Jägermeister?
Oh, Yosef.
You're some
Oh.
Maya, and there's Messerschmitt as well.
Messerschmitt,
Messerschmitt,
yeah.
Both awful. Like
It's bad.
And you're just like, this is destroying my insides, but it's cheap.
Here,
when
I
you're poor-
have a question for the group,
Oh,
if you'll indulge me. So, when you were teenagers,
uh-huh.
did you ever have a bottle of spirit, not enough mixer, and you had to mix the spirit with Ribena? Or like a diluting juice to make it taste a little
That
bit better?
sounds
Show of hands if you did that.
I've done that
Yeah.
at the end of a night when all the
Yeah.
mixer's done.
Okay,
And then it's
so
like,
that's 4 for 4.
Yeah. Sir Mix-a-Lot right here.
we once made Jodka Daniels, which is Jaeger, vodka, and Jack Daniels.
Oh, man.
Oh no, it's like Scotchka from The Room.
Yeah, Scotchka.
It's like he's like, it tastes good. I'm like, it doesn't taste good. Don't lie, Johnny.
Like we were just like, we want to get drunk. We've not got a lot. Why is it all we're trying to get drunk fast? We're just
Yeah.
like, just make. We've got a wee bit of Jaeger, a wee bit of vodka. Just fucking put it in one glass and we'll drink it. What an awful idea that was.
Oh,
it's just a
God.
punch. It's a cocktail, mate. It's
Well, it was a punch in the face drinking that.
That's
Punch
what
to
we
the
called
liver.
it.
It's caused a lot of neurological damage.
yeah.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, the whole mixing in spirits with anything, Bacardi Breezers back in the day and stuff like that, like
Oh, yeah.
stealing people's drinks at like
Minesweeper.
it's usually girls in it that have like big WKDs, and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
I'll just use that to mix with my vodka because it's going to taste the same.
Yeah. And then they usually go, I got a vodka left. You're like, yeah, this is yours.
Did you ever do that? You would take like a glass bottle and go up to someone else who was also drinking out of a glass bottle? Because back in the day, you were allowed on dance floors with your breezers and your WKDs, and you could like hit the top of someone else's bottle using yours.
So as you were saying
Yeah.
that, Hugh started giggling
Yeah.
because that used to be Hugh's signature. He'd just walk
really?
up to anybody like, oh, is that a bit? And then walk away.
We used to do it in the counting house with everything,
Pints.
beer and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but like it was still sprayed on the walls.
Yeah.
We sprayed it everywhere, and then the next day we come in, it was still on the walls.
It was still, yeah, they never cleaned it up there. did they?
Not even the next day. We came in like a year later, and there was like stains on the roof from, was that champagne?
Champagne.
Yeah.
Do you know what they should do? Is they should put a frame round it, so
Yeah.
then they just like, oh, it's part of the artwork.
You can
You're like,
sign
"Oh,
it
Yeah, sign
on the
it.
wall.
We were a fixture at that bit, but like that smashing the top of the bottle to spray, that made everyone mad because again, no one had money.
Yeah,
And you were wasting everyone's fucking beer,
Yeah.
and then you'd walk about hiding your own all night. Like,
just cover
no, that's
the top.
mean if you do it to me.
No, hold
I'm
on.
funny.
Okay, where would you hide your booze at house parties so no one stole it?
In my belly.
Away from Hamish.
away from him. I second away from him.
Yeah, like
They would just tape it onto my back so I couldn't see it no matter where I looked.
He's only got like cone vision. He's just out to there. Everything else behind him doesn't know what's going on.
The opposite of predator vision, where you just see straight ahead. It's like
you had to have it next to you at all times.
the washing machine, mate.
Washing machine.
Washing machine. You would find their washing machine, just put all your booze in there.
That's
And
a
no,
smart
no
idea.
one would look there.
Hiding your alcohol tips with Angie.
To be fair, yeah, I would never think of looking in a washing machine. I will now.
Yeah.
Any house I go to. I'm like, where is your
Is
washing
that what's your washing machine?
Where's your
Cameron?
washing machine?
Come out, you're just covered with a soap with your beard. Oh, what? No.
Bubble beards.
Bubble beard.
We never really had to hide our booze at
Nah.
the house parties because, like, I would just drink it quite fast anyway. And
Yeah.
then I would go, where's everyone else's drink? I'd be the one trying to find other people's drink.
Yeah. This is
like,
why we had hiding places, because of people like you.
So I was just like, they want to share. Like, they're never going to drink all that themselves.
No, definitely.
But when you were underage and it was more difficult to get a hold of booze, like, it was like precious cargo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
So,
Hamish's mother got us drink.
yeah?
Yeah.
Cool
I was going
mum.
to say she's a good mum, but maybe that was a bad idea.
Well, I think
Look at where I've ended up.
Well, I think I think it was like because it was like every other weekend. It was like constant. Maybe like maybe once in a month would have been better, but we didn't care. And you had like the amount of friends that we had. You know, if you were on that rotation, it would be like Hugh one week, Hugh the next week, Hugh the week after.
Yeah.
But there'll be other people obviously.
Yeah, I was thrown out a lot.
Yeah,
I was just like squatting in people's houses a lot. Like,
People coming in and out your window, Hamish. And that. Yeah, I remember.
you guys
People
going out
still
today?
do that. Like, they go around looking for a party.
Yeah.
Because I had that on my birthday, not last year, but the year before.
And here actually.
Yeah, in here. Like,
In Glasgow.
can hear you're having a party. And I'm like, yeah.
You're not invited, but
I
know
don't
who
trust
you are.
people. Like, I wouldn't be able to trust anyone in your house. Like, why are you in my you steal my food? You steal my food, you bastards.
is that my bacon? Is that
I
my?
I had a party years ago when I was at uni, and a guy came in, and I didn't know him, and he like spat on the floor.
Oh,
He like spat on the floor,
Wow.
and he was like swiftly removed. But yeah,
that's pretty bad.
Very bad.
Who honestly thinks that's alright? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because again, if they're doing that in someone else's house, what's their house like? Covered
Covered,
in spit.
covered in spit.
Right.
Slippy.
There's a piece of carpet in Hamish's house that had probably every bodily fluid known to man on it, and it was right in the front of his door.
Oh, the welcome carpet, yeah.
Because like Hamish, his room was a trap, right?
Hold on. Legally, we have to state that it's not like an actual trap.
It was like an escape room.
Yeah, there we go.
You had to find your way out. They didn't have a door handle on the inside a lot of the time because
I was repainting the door.
since 2004. That's
I'm a
another
busy
story,
man,
right?
right?
That's another story, right?
Okay.
Hamish was having a New Year's party, New Year 2045, when he was doing up his house or his room. Hamish is still doing up his room from 2004. When did you actually ever finish it?
Because I'm always improving, mate.
No, I like
there
that.
we
That's
go,
a good
there we go.
excuse.
Constancy. Hamish is a shark. He just doesn't stop swimming.
Yeah.
It's
I like
always
that. I like
moving.
that. We should have Anji on the podcast more often.
Yeah.
No,
Compliments
you don't-
galore.
You don't need this kind of reinforcement.
That's just being nice. That's not reinforcement, mate. Just because you don't know what a compliment sounds like.
Stop encouraging him, Andy. If you encourage him, you end up doing this. He's smoking now and everything.
That's because he's one of the cool kids.
Don't see? I poke you right in the eye.
I'm not gonna blow it.
He's
in your
wearing
face.
glasses, you can't poke him in the eye.
I'll poke through the glasses.
Anyways, 2004, 2005.
Yeah, to be fair, you went through several projects with the room, but you never quite ever finished it because it was always like, no, I felt something else that's cool. Then we'd start that one, then we'd get drunk.
Yeah.
like we'd do something because I was always around his house, and I'd be like, "Oh, you doing your room up?" Drinking, and he'd be like, "Oh, you drinking? I'll just drink too." Obviously, I wasn't helping. I don't help.
Well,
No. When it comes to like decorating or moving and all that, you would always show up last minute for the pizza.
no,
Rock pizza.
I think you learned his lesson one time because it was when I was painting my room red. It was me this last year I was going out with, and you were asking what we were doing or whatever it was, and I was like, "Oh, just doing some painting, mate." He was like, "Oh, do you want to come round? We can have some drinks and do it, listen to some music." I was like, "Yeah, cool." As soon as you got there and picked up a paintbrush, I just sat back and kept drinking, and it was at one point only you painting, and I was like, "This is pretty good." So I think from then you've just been like, "Nah, fuck."
I saw those tactics and I was like, I will repeat those tactics.
That's a good tactic.
Dom helped me move into my. You didn't help me, Hamish. Dom helped me move into my flat that I'm in now. Do you remember what me and you actually did everything that day, pretty much?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
And then right in the middle of my move, my dad phoned us. He'd went fishing
Okay.
to avoid helping,
All right.
but then ran out of diesel.
Yeah.
So I had to take this fucking van that Dom was holding the side door shut with a rope.
Yep. Oh
It was
yeah.
a bully van.
A boulevard van.
Yeah. Over the big hill to get to my dad, and I was like, "Dad, I'm right in the middle of moving, and I'm fucking driving 40 minutes to help you." He's like, "I know."
So you should be.
Thank you. Anyway,
To be fair, I've
Got a
helped
fish.
you. Like me and Jason helped you moving couches, and you didn't lift a single couch or chair or anything like that.
no. Was this when you were trying to get your car? Was that time?
No.
Why do the work if you've got monkeys? Like,
Racist.
So what happened this New Year's party?
I can't really remember. I turned up late, and it was just everyone was in the room. I don't know if you were. I can't remember.
Probably.
So I had to try and catch up,
Yeah.
but I did that thing where I was just like, to catch up, I'll just drink a lot quickly. And then now Hamish has a picture of me at this party, and I'm sitting in the living room of his house, just sitting up sleeping. And everyone else is having fun around me. And I was just
like a Renaissance
I was just too drunk, man. Too drunk.
Too drunk.
I have done catch up and it does not end well.
No, it doesn't. You should
No.
just
No.
go. You should just come in and do it. Well, I was only like 16, 15 or something like that, so it's not like I was experienced yet. But like,
Like in my 20s, I have a memory of buying 4 Jaeger bombs from my pals at the bar, and then not being able to find them, and then being 4 Jaeger bombs deep in like a couple of minutes, and,
Oh,
and then
yes.
being found.
100%. That's what.
It's like, I'd call those my oh shit. When did you get here?
It's like that. Have you seen that meme? And it's like you go to the bar and it's like, can I get 2 Jaeger bombs, please? And it's like, it's 3 for £6. Like, I'll have 9 then.
I've not had a Jaeger bomb so long. I think since Cheers, actually.
Oh, Cheers! The old nightclub and stuff.
Oh, okay.
You
Is
kind of
this
missed
in
that
Dumbarton,
era, Angie. It was kind of a wild era.
Okay.
we literally had, I think we had a chat, FNC, Friday night cheers. Because it was Fridays, that sometimes they were doing 89 pence Jaeger bombs or a pound Jaeger
And
bombs.
it was Red Bull and Jägermeister for a long time until
Yeah.
I switched it up to like
Proper.
cheap energy drink
Boost.
and then Measure Smith, and I was like,
Measure.
what is this? Tastes awful.
No wonder
Give
that
me
place
4.
fucking closed.
No wonder. Everyone's like, hold on.
All the other
Back in the
reasons.
day where they could advertise like deals, because I remember when I moved out, I was 18, and back in the day you used to be able to get 3 bottles of wine for a tenner in Asda.
Back in the day,
Remember
boys.
that?
Back in the day.
Yeah, you're not allowed promotions anymore.
No, you're
now,
not.
are you?
Why does he go down
Like
south?
with
You can go down
Batman,
there.
Hamish's voice. Not allowed promotions anymore.
But
Wait.
I do like the fact that like a lot of them just changed the wines that you would get in the promotion to like £3.33 each, so you would basically get
Yeah.
3 bottles of wine for a tenner anyway. But it's annoying when you go out to dinner and you've got like a wee voucher and it's like, and you get a free bottle of wine, but you don't get that here. You get like a box of chocolates and you're like, what am I going to do with them?
Yeah. I'm not going to eat
I've never
chocolate.
seen you this passionate.
I mean, you can't drink chocolate.
Well, no, I've got a
hot
story
chocolate.
about that as well. Me and Hamish used to work in the same place, Poundland, right?
Oh, the Poundland.
It was Christmas time. What'd you get at Christmas time? Liqueurs. Right, so me and Hamish have been tasked with putting stuff away because we can't task us with much else.
I mean, you can't paint.
There was just boxes and boxes of whiskey liqueurs, and me and him are just looking. He's like, "Do you can get drunk off liqueurs?" I don't know. Let's try. We must have hit the inside of like 40 liqueurs or something like that, and it was just made us sick. Like,
Oh, no.
like we're just like,
No buzz at all.
this is awful. I feel
No
awful.
buzz
like,
at all. That
just
you're
got a sugar
rating.
rush.
Buzz, no buzz.
It was,
On a scale to no buzz to buzz,
Aye.
I was pretty sick.
no one ever asked where those fucking liqueurs went.
Yeah, because they were cheap.
Yeah. The thing is,
Poundland.
like, I mean, we did drink in there in the shop in the warehouse and stuff like that. Hugh used to finish an hour before me, and we would get paid weekly, paid every Friday, and that was just drinking money for every week. But Hugh would go get the drink and then come back and meet me, and then we would just go around to mine to drink. But remember, you had the Jaeger.
Yeah.
We were upstairs, and then like we're just swigging it, taking turns, and then like this pain in the arse supervisor comes in, and we're like throwing it at each other. When he's looking at one of us, the other one's like hiding it behind their back, and then he looks away somewhere and we're throwing it to each other.
Fucking cartoon.
It was that life was a bit of a cartoon for a while.
Yeah.
Like I got sacked for being 1 minute late every day for 6 months, and also taking hundreds of pounds of fake £20 notes because I wasn't paying attention. I was just like, I hate this job. I don't like. People were giving me like a drawing of a £20 note.
Like an A4 bit of paper with 20 written on it. I was like,
You can see them writing it while they're waiting in the line.
The ink is still wet.
I was
like-
like, into the till, do not give a fuck. And then like I was getting a row for it, and they're like, so how didn't you see this? I'm like, I don't know, man. Like I get about, I don't know, 200 quid in fucking £20 notes and so quickly. People buy so much shite in Dumbarton.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't check everything. And he's like, that's your job. And I'm like, is it? Like,
To be fair,
that
you
my
weren't
job?
you weren't actually fired because he was like, right, we need to speak to you in the office, and you're like, if you're gonna fire me, I quit.
I was going to college to do my engineering anyway, and I was just like, I don't want to work here anymore. Fuck this.
If you're going to fire me, I quit.
Mate, I've literally been fired from, except the one I'm in now, every job I've ever been in for being late.
Really?
Aye.
Even the pizza job?
Oh, aye.
Really?
Not turning up being late.
Alright.
Yeah, I hated that place as well.
See, like, that was more like the delivery drivers weren't particularly good in that job. One of the boys, the characters there, Ben, he was very much like a... I don't really understand how people like that exist. Like, is he, oh God love him, but...
Did he not try and have a scam with the juice?
Yes, this is his working scam, but he's not that intelligent. Like, that was the thing, it was like, it would cost him... He would be like, okay, if I give them the multi-pack 2-litre bottles of juice, then I can... save money on this one, and then that means I can spend it all on food and all that. And I went, okay, but he would always run out of fuel because he never topped up his car like with petrol. They would give him money at the start of the night. Is that correct? And they'd be like, fill up so you can do the deliveries. And it'd be like 10-15 minutes later, oh, I've run out of fuel.
He used to steal food. The whole juice thing always used to like confuse me. I'd be like, am I just not getting this? He'd take the juice we'd give the customer, but he'd go to the co-op and buy the multi-pack and then replace it with the multi-pack juice. Yeah. And like they were different. Like he was getting an upgrade and we're like,
it made no sense.
I don't understand this.
But that way he was like, aye man, that's how it works. I went, but then you've still got the juice. You've still bought the juice.
It's the same juice.
He's clearly operating on a level you guys can't comprehend.
Hamish got it. Hamish definitely got it.
Dude, at the start we were getting like hundreds of deliveries a night, and then by the end of it I was getting like 4.
No
Because
wonder.
he'd ruin everything, and I think the guys were like scared of him or something. I don't know. They were just like, "Well done, Ben. Keep going." That chippy was wild. That's where I met Shane, who you still live with.
Yeah. That's very much.
Is it a friend of the podcast?
Does he listen to the podcast?
I don't know.
The fiend of the podcast.
He's just a friend. We'll call him a friend.
We'd have him on, but we couldn't do that amount of editing. Like you'd have to like cut most of it out. Not because it's wild, just because he just talks.
And you can only have one because he just tells you the same stories over and over again. I hope you do listen to this, Shane.
Anyway, Anji, how was your week?
Do you want to know anything else about this? This is a good Q&A. Like,
Hi, like boozy stories from like
The
years
past.
gone by.
ask us about Dom. Ask us specific things about Dom. We've got.
I think she'll know more embarrassing stories about Dom. Well,
No. Let's try.
it's
Let's
probably
do it.
no.
probably
Let's try.
You've got some wild stories, which
From recent times?
I've got a
Or?
really embarrassing one about Hugh, but I honestly think he would be too annoyed if I said it.
Oh, no, look at that face.
Don't say it. then.
I'm not
you
saying
should have like a tell-all podcast where you just share embarrassing stories about everybody. And
Yeah.
stuff.
Not enough
That'd be
time,
good.
mate.
Not enough
There's an upload limit.
Dom
We went bowling this week.
Oh, yeah, actually,
went
that was
bowling.
something we did. That was nice.
With our friends John and Scott,
Yep.
which was really nice. Went to a restaurant which was just, it didn't go well. Everything went wrong.
Yeah.
So,
And so I think
we had
you...
to call it. So
Okay.
so I've done the hospitality carousel. I've done that for a long time, and to the point, I think we went out for dinner years ago, and I had to like keep my mouth shut because I was seeing things around me. I'm like, that shouldn't be happening. That shouldn't be happening. You shouldn't be carrying ice in that bag because of da. So I just had to be quiet because I was like ruining the night. But that night, I was like, nah.
What restaurant?
So, Monterey Jack, it's in Glasgow, Braehead. They've just opened up maybe a couple of weeks
Just
ago.
opened up, and
Is it
we were
about
trying to
cheese?
figure out why the food orders at a peak time on a Saturday night it was like 45 minutes for
Right.
food, and they told us at the door, and it was half an hour to get a table, and they gave us a wee buzzer thing.
Yeah.
But Braehead's got stuff like, arcades and that, so you can do
Yeah,
something.
we
in case
had
you
fun. We wandered around for a bit, so it was fine. But so half an hour for a table plus 45 minutes for food, so that's already like over an hour.
Aye.
Quick math.
What kind of food is it?
It's like
Burgers
American
and
diner
Yeah.
food.
So it's stuff
Burgers,
that should take
hot
10
dogs.
minutes to
Yeah.
make.
Well, in a KP sort of experience, it's maybe at most 20 minutes for anything complicated, really, I would say.
But all the tables were not full.
Yeah.
So already I was like, that's a bit of a red flag.
Yeah.
And we were trying to think about it, and I was like, and I went, oh guys, they're on Just Eat. So I think Just Eat orders were getting prioritized over patrons that were in. So in long story short, in the end, we just paid our drinks tab and left. Because it was taking too long, because we had bowling at like a certain time we had to be there for.
It was more like what I hated about it as well. The waitress was a bit spacey. We ordered our drinks, and then she came back 10 minutes later going, is everything okay? I'm like, no, we've not got our drinks.
Well, and then she gave me a glass.
Yeah, this is when I was
Just
like no. There you go.
I got myself a wee cider because it was Saturday night, so I got so me and Jill were boozing because you and Scott were designated drivers, and she gave me a glass to go with my cider, and the inside this pint glass was like covered in ooze. It was like, that's the only way, it was like sticky. So I called her. Well, she came over just to do a check back, and I was like, can I get another glass? She went, is everything all right? And I was like, bitch, look at it.
Look at the stickiness of this glass.
And I was like, okay, we're off to a great start here. But so we ended up leaving, but we got food at the bowling, and the bowling was good, and
the food was good there as well. I was actually surprised to see the bowling in Braehead. It was like, it was for what you get. I was like, it's going to be rubbish, but no, it was not too bad.
Who won bowling?
Who won bowling?
It wasn't me.
We all got a strike though. That was the thing.
He couldn't have been dumb because he hasn't said it was him yet.
I think Jill won the first one, and then I got the second one.
Jill has a really aggressive style of bowling, which I love, to the point where I was like, right, we all need to imitate this, because she doesn't throw underarm, she throws overarm, and she like runs up to the alley. It's amazing. I'm like watching her with awe. I'm like, this is so cool. And I think she won the first game.
Yeah, she definitely did. I know Hugh's just staring right through Hamish at the moment, because I know Hamish is like a magnificent bowler.
Are you?
I'm actually. I mean, I'm.
He shouts Kobe.
No, it's not. It's just the way that I bowl. Like,
he doesn't bowl.
I do bowl.
You play basketball.
No,
see, Kobe.
The ball is not meant to go up to come down. It's meant to go straight. It's like aerodynamically onto the runway bit. You're not meant to throw it up.
Wait, see, like, it's just, I can't help it being so strong. The bong just stays.
Is it because you get halfway. The ball with the hole? The finger holes are too small and they get stuck, and then you have to like kind of throw it off.
No.
He doesn't like it because they're getting constricted. He's like,
I have this vision of Hamish bowling, and like he throws the ball and it doesn't even hit the alleyway; it just goes straight into the pins.
The pins touch the
ground.
first contact.
It goes up. And then it goes down, and it slowly goes towards the pins.
I get it. Basically, like, it doesn't hit the ground until about halfway down the lane. It's just how I've always bowled.
Yeah, it goes up and then down.
Wrong way.
The wrong way.
I beat you plenty of times. So
there's a couple of bits there.
Times.
Yeah.
I have well, maybe it's not a funny story. Me and my brother were young.
Oh no.
And we were in the car with my dad, and he was like, "What do you want to do? We've got a Saturday. What do you want to do? Like, can we go bowling? We really like bowling." And he was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And then he drove to bowling, and I was like, "There you go."
Bowling is a wee town just outside of.
Turned around and went home.
That's such a thing.
Dad. Oh, that is pretty funny, but. Oh,
I mean, that was when the Mega Bowl was in Clydebank. He was almost there. He just fucking didn't want to. But.
It's very funny because you deserve it.
I was like,
why did he deserve
He
that?
saw the future and he was like, "No, this cunt deserves this."
maybe that's why I'm like this. Yeah.
I know. But yeah, like it was fun. Bowling was a great laugh.
It was good, and we were just nerding about Pokemon. Because that's
what you've been playing.
Yeah.
Scarlet?
We can come to that.
Yeah.
Her name's Anji.
It's my Sunday name.
Sunday name Scarlet.
My night out name.
How are you playing that?
On Switch.
On a Switch?
So it's actually Violet. So.
Alright, okay.
Don't make me get Violet up in here.
Is that your name?
Denise.
How is it?
It's good. I haven't played a Pokemon game to completion since Gold and Silver. That was the last time I played a Pokemon game to completion.
Same.
Yeah. So jumping in to play Violet I'd missed a lot.
Yeah.
I'd missed a lot of the mechanics and stuff. I'd never played a Pokemon game since Game Boy days. I enjoyed it. It's really buggy. Yeah, I think all of them not in a cute, funny Skyrim way, but like in a
game-breaking way.
Game-breaking way.
In a Skyrim way.
Skyrim's quite endearing.
Skyrim.
I think when Skyrim came out, a lot of people were talking about like the gameplay and the missions and stuff, but then there was this like no other game had this at the time that I can remember. Was like, and what was your favourite glitch? And everybody's stories were different, and I thought that was quite charming. It was like, I just thought it was quite funny.
Just be careful because I can see Pikachu right behind you, and if you say anything wrong,
that is my original Game Boy. So Scarlet and Violet, Gold and Silver in this with Red. That was the first Pokemon game I ever had.
I've not finished a Pokemon game since Red. Like I played I think the last one I played was like Sword and Shield. I played Sword, but I just don't have the patience to stick them all out.
Yeah, I played a couple of hours of Arceus, and I think that's what you're playing through at the moment.
That's what I'm playing now because I got to the credits in Violet within 40 hours.
Yeah.
And I think we were talking about this the other night. The only thing that kind of keeps you interested in a game like Pokemon is nostalgia. Like, nostalgia is the train that drives that game. And my nephew, who's 7, got a Switch for Christmas. And he got Pokemon Scarlet, I think.
Yeah, he got Scarlet.
He got Scarlet.
But did he pay for it?
He didn't pay for it. He's 7. He doesn't have a credit card or anything.
Does he have your credit card? Yeah.
Santa got it for him.
Someone has. I don't know who it is.
Please, this is an urgent appeal.
But there
anyone
was
finds my credit
a moment on Christmas Day
Oh yeah.
or Boxing Day
I don't
where
think I told this actually. Yeah, I do remember saying that he got one, but
Yeah.
no, I didn't tell this story.
so he's playing a Switch. We booted up Pokemon and obviously we played before. But like, he gets his starter like within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
As soon as this news broke, myself, you,
Yep.
my brother and my brother's fiance all crowded round Ashton
To see what he was picking.
to see what he was picking.
You're like, no, not that one. That one.
It's like, it's your classic grass type, fire type, water type.
Yeah.
That's a life-defining decision, right?
It is. So we were all there for this moment to see it because it was his first Pokemon game. And I was like, this is a big deal. We're probably about his age when we first picked our starters. And
Yeah.
And what did he go with?
so he got bored and like quit the game.
He was kind of nervous because all these people were staring at him.
Which was so funny because we were all like, and then he went, "No, I'm going to play Mario Kart."
I'm going to play Mario Kart because that's his thing. Is he's big into Mario because we got him like a gaming chair with like Bowser on it and stuff.
Yeah,
like, he's dead cute. And my brother was even like, "Oh, it's good having Auntie Angie and Uncle Dom around because we're all legit into the same stuff that he's into, so we can like give him advice and stuff."
Shows you how like what our mentality is.
Oh, you've got the same hobbies as a child.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
But he
He did eventually choose.
well Andy was like, who are the stars? And we were like, I think you gave him a brief rundown. You were like, so there's this cat that kind of likes plants and sniffs flowers and stuff. I'm like, that's one that I picked. I picked Sprigatito. There's your starter, which is Fuecoco.
Yeah.
Which is just this dumb looking rock of a Pokemon with eyes.
Yeah, he was fire type. He's like, duh.
And you were like, I love him.
I love him. And then his intro, he gets like a fruit and he just burns it, and then he's like, it's like,
he's like, look what I did.
Yeah.
Definitely seems own character.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there was Quaxley, which is the water type, which is like always like flicking its hair and like is really into his looks. And I think my brother's fiance was like,
That's
oh,
my
Andy,
one.
you picked that one. And he was like, yeah, I quite like the look of that. So we all sort of had our biases. But I did kind of whisper into Ashton's ear and I was like, who would you have picked looking at them? And he went, I like the cat. And I went, not completely forgetting my audience and forgetting that there was a kid there, I went, fuck yeah.
Vindicated.
Yes. I had to apologise. So I think he was looking at the grass type. I'm like, yeah.
So, did you pick Bulbasaur?
I picked Bulbasaur.
I always felt like the choice was between Squirtle and Charmander, and Bulbasaur got kind of left to the side a lot.
I love an underdog, and I was a total Bulbasaur was my first Pokemon.
Charmander all the way, mate.
I was a Squirtle squad guy.
Oh, were you?
Those glasses.
Charmander was mine as well.
Charmander was difficult for the first 3-4 gyms.
Yeah, it wasn't until you got because it was like rock first, wasn't it?
Rock, water,
electric, and then gym 4 was grass, and that's where we
Char-
probably had a Charmeleon at that point.
Yeah,
that
it was
shone.
rock.
Yeah, I think the way they explained it was if Bulbasaur was easy, wasn't it?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then Squirtle was normal and Charmander was hard.
For sure. Yeah.
Even though the game's not that hard anyway.
Nah, but you're enjoying Arceus at the moment as well, aren't you?
Arceus has sort of been my fix.
Yeah.
But we were talking about this. Looking at those two games side by side, you would think that Arceus came out after Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's so well made. It's beautiful. It's really, really well put together. The mechanics are stunning. Everything about that game is really, really nice. It is a little bit sparse and primitive, but that is sort of the point of Arceus. It's a prequel game. But then you look at Valiant, you're like, oh, this came out after? Really?
Yeah.
You also got to think that these games make more money than any other franchise on the planet.
Which is wild.
That game is the fastest selling game, I don't know if it's ever, but on the Switch anyway. And,
Arceus or
Scarlet.
Scarlet.
really?
So like, it doesn't matter how bad they are.
Wow, yeah, people are still going to buy
People
them.
still buy them, except me and Dom.
Yeah. Hamish bought them though, and he gave it to me. That's why we could play.
Oh
it.
yeah, no, Hamish gifted us them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gifted
Imagine we lived
them.
in the world like that.
Yeah.
I'd buy you stuff all the time.
That's stuff I want though.
He's like, I bought you attention. Fine. So is that what you've been up to this week and that? Yeah.
You know, Dom.
I know. I was like,
I was leading the question that I was going to jump to somebody else, and now you've ruined the flow there. Hamish.
Well, New Year.
New Year? New
we
Year.
we had Pal. We went over to Pal's house and had some drinks.
Yes.
And
that
was good fun.
Lost, Hamish.
Yeah.
Lost in the mail.
Well, no, you all went to the pub, and then you all felt old, remember?
Because we had no other options.
I know, 'cause we're waiting on Dom and Anji to tell us, but yeah.
Like Maui Pal, like she reached out to me and she was like, "What are you doing for New Year's?" I'm like, "Nothing." She's like, "Same. Let's combine forces." So that's what we did.
So we did
Let's all do
something
nothing.
out of nothing.
Yeah.
Do nothing together.
That is a nothing night though, New Year, isn't it? Like,
But you don't want to not do anything for it.
yeah,
Because
the
I
pressure's
think
there.
you're so right. There's so much pressure on New Year. Like there's pressure to have fun. There's pressure to like have a good night, and it's like, oh. So I think sometimes having a quiet one is good. But
Yeah.
that was good fun.
I mean, you're off the next day,
Yeah.
generally speaking.
Yeah.
So it's an excuse to see Paddles and have a drink in it.
Made us feel old. There was a lot of young people out. I say young people, like
These damn kids.
Well, where did you guys go for New Year?
we went to a pub that we always went in Dumbarton, but I felt like we had aged out of that pub. Like, also, the music was shit. The person controlling the music didn't really know how to, make it sound good.
Yeah.
And then
God awful karaoke. as
God
well.
awful karaoke, and then when the karaoke would switch off, the music come back on, but she wouldn't switch the volume, so it would come on at a volume that would just kill your eardrums. And then there was not enough people at the bar, and then the place kind of cleared out, and there was no atmosphere, and the lights were
Was this
on
pre
really
or
bright.
post bells?
There was no real difference in the
Really?
it was just kind of boring.
It's quite strange though. Like, it's not even really like an age thing. I would say like, oh, my ears like up to that level, and my ears can't take that amount of loudness. It's like, well, how can you have a conversation with anyone?
Yeah, it
That,
kind of
like-
ruined.
Is that an age
social-
thing though? I feel like that might maybe, I don't know. If you haven't seen your pals in a while and you want to like chat shit and drink, you want to go somewhere where you can hear each other.
Yeah, but I always
Otherwise, you
remember-
go to a club, right?
Yeah, exactly, and you just dance.
Yeah.
Like when you're at a venue like that, you're just wanting to. Just
Well, the
drink.
lights were on bright, and there was no like disco lights on or anything like that. Because I remember them having like a dance floor before,
Yeah.
and having some disco lights, and there was an atmosphere, and people were having fun. But this just felt oppressive. like
That's a choice. That's a choice word.
Yeah.
So your New Year's was, in a word, oppressive.
I can't like it was fine. I spent time with some people that
Yeah.
I wanted to spend time with, spoke to them, and then went home. What else do you want to do? But maybe I think maybe I should have a party next year if I'm so moany about it. Like,
That's true.
Well, I haven't been out of a flat for New Year's in over a decade. I think house parties are where it's at. No queue for the bar.
Yeah.
You can
Listen to whatever music you want.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
At whatever
each other,
volume you want.
Yeah.
I know, like me and some of us went back to my friend Sinead's house and enjoyed that a lot more than being out in the pub.
Yeah.
it's like 'cause I wasn't there.
Yep.
I ditched them, went home. I was like, I'm tired.
That's just you in a nutshell.
I'm tired right now, man. I'm so tired. I dropped Hamish home at like 12:30 last night or something like that. And he was a moany little bitch.
I was hungry.
Hungry for some chips.
It was
What?
his birthday.
Not at that, but at 12:30. It was the day after.
It was his birthday night.
It was birthday week.
See, Hugh, you're in the wrong. as
He was like,
usual.
"Oh, take me to get food," and I was like, "No."
One sandwich, and I gave half my chips to Ross, so I was hungry.
Oh, he's such a martyr.
Mate, if the roles were reversed, you would have been moaning playing.
And you would have a roll.
You wouldn't have been driving though.
I could have been. I used to drive you about.
drive you
Then it
nuts.
then it got dangerous.
Because you were easy to scare in a car. Like, I would just drive towards like barriers and stuff like that, and you would get worried. Because I was going like 80 miles an hour.
He bails out the car. Just
That's the eject button.
I've been in a car with a few people,
Uh-huh.
and there's a few people I won't go back in the car with if they're driving. And that list has got Hamish's name on it.
I was a great driver, mate.
No.
Was?
No.
I definitely was. Maybe not
Well,
when
ask
you
the
were in
police.
car. That's fine. Ask the police. I never had any problem with driving, mate. I was parked in a bus stop.
were you a bus? Were you a bus?
No, I was changing my tyre because I burst my tyre.
How did you do that?
The wee thin roads in Thistleneuk.
Alright, so how did you hit that?
Because they're thin roads, mate, and there's cars parked on it.
Oh, I've drove that. I've never seen that happen before. Were you impaired in any way?
No, I had about 2 litres of White Russian, but
Yeah.
How is she doing?
Hamish is a bad man.
Anyway,
So that was my week.
so that was your week. Okay,
That went
Hamish.
for so long.
Hamish.
so Angie's week is Hamish is a bad man.
I didn't say shit.
That was the cliff notes. Hamish, how has your week been / birthday?
I think we've done this, have we not? I
Kinda.
talked about my birthday.
What about your week?
I know we're all getting old now. Just work, mate. I've got like we're finally getting our Christmas night out tomorrow night in
Ooh.
work. But you know what workplaces are like? There's always moany people. We were originally looking at like a panto,
Uh-huh.
and some people were like, I don't want to do that. So we're like, well, let's just find out who wants to go on a Christmas night out. So we had a wee sheet, tick your name, and then the grumpy people that are always moany, tick no. And then we're doing like an escape room, and these moany people are like, oh, that's different. It's a totally different time of year, and it's a totally different thing you're doing. It's like, all right, well, there's up to 18 spaces because we've got like the biggest room. So do you want to come? No. Like, that's not the point. And I was like, what is the fucking point then?
What do you want to do? Do you want to just sit down and just do like the...
No, anything. They wouldn't go to it anyway. They've always said like, I don't do work nights out. They're just moany bastards.
Yeah, I don't get... See, like, in my experience of work night outs, it's been just a pub. And that's it. Like, we usually, this new job, we've not actually... Well, I say new job. The job I'm in currently, like, they've tried to arrange Christmas nights out, and every single time it's kind of just fell on its arse. And then COVID really just put a back burner on that. And then this Christmas night out we were supposed to have, they went, well, we can't do that thing that everyone wanted to do. So we need to do it before the 29th of December. And everyone's like, but we're working.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, can I do it then? And you're like, that's a bit shit.
Is that another problem with your jobs being retail around Christmas? A lot of shifts. When are people meant to have that night off?
Yeah.
And next day because you've been drinking?
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
in my company, sometimes they'll ask people from other shops to come and work, but as you send out these emails and nobody wants to do it, obviously.
Because why would you want to go from your own shop to somewhere else just to cover?
What's the incentive for someone to move shops to do your work while you go a night out?
Just to be a nice person, and that's it. And like, you can't. You
No
know,
one
the
goes to
kindness
work
of
to be a nice
strangers.
person, though.
Yeah, kindness of strangers doesn't really like help with that factor, you know.
Yeah.
You could just give everybody that day off and close the shop, but obviously that's not what they want. Don't get me started on it.
But even like the next day, there's always going to be somebody that wants to go on the work night out working the next day. So that it is a bit awkward.
So where he's going?
It's an escape room in Glasgow, Riddler rooms or something like that. The room's called the Mansion.
Ooh.
If we weren't doing this, I was going to go tonight to get all the answers and seem dead smart.
That ruins the fun of that, though.
I know, but superiority and all that.
Like I've done a few escape rooms.
I can't even imagine being locked in a room with you, Dom. That must really incentivize people to get out as soon as possible.
Exactly. They're like, oh wow, record time. It's like that, and you see them just like eyes bleeding, and I'm like, oh, that was fun. Like, I've done a few. Like, I'm not huge on Harry Potter, but they had this one that was a Harry Potter room, and it was good for the folk that I was with, like, because they were big Harry Potter nerds.
Yeah.
But a lot of the mystery ones, I was like, oh, it's going to be like Hufflepuff this and Slytherin that. But it was all like, no, that's use math, use colour. I'm like, so it's like it's just a setting. It's not.
Yeah, it doesn't actually really.
You actually
change
use
the
your
puzzle
brain
at all.
and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be good at this either.
I'm out.
Because I've done that, and I did a Sherlock one, which was really fun because from the room when you're in there, you're just like you're picking up stuff, and you're like, okay, and then when you solve one mystery, the bookcase actually opened up into
that's
a
pretty
new
cool.
room, and I was like, oh, okay, so it's a bit more immersive that, and you try to figure out what's going on, and Yeah, and then you actually escape the room to the exit for it as well. It's not like a
You just come back out.
That's
You just
pretty
come
cool.
back in.
Imagine, like, now you know if you get kidnapped by a Harry Potter nerd, you'd find a way out of their house.
yeah, by strangling them.
I saw a clip one time and it was someone running in an escape room and they were like watching this guy and he just pulled like, a drill out of his jacket and they were like, no drills. He's like, oh, right, okay. And you're like, why did he take it with him anyway? He's like, I know how to sort this. I'll just drill the fucking lock off the door.
Yeah, why would you assume that's a viable solution?
I just came in with my drill. Let me show you, sir.
I think it'll be fun though.
I hope you never get out, to be honest.
If there's like, there was one that we went to for a Christmas get together with a few pals. Me and Anji went for an escape room, and it was like a surgery one.
Oh, that's
Recently,
pretty
and that was really good because you had to start up with the host was like, right, there's handcuffs bottled on. It says you need to handcuff yourself to start with.
What she said was, who wants to be handcuffed first?
Oh, that
before anything else, before safety procedures, before fire alarms, she went, who wants to be handcuffed first?
And I think was it Kev? I think Kev was like, yes.
That makes total sense.
But that was a great one because it was basically like a mystery you had to solve. Like you've what the story was is like you were out having a couple of drinks and this mysterious man gave you a cocktail.
Oh,
and then you've just you've just woken up here, handcuffed us, and he's going to come back in an hour. Good luck.
Shit, did you
And that's
And I
copyright
don't
that?
think we want to be here when he comes back.
Yes, that's
I've
it.
just
Yeah.
never called that an escape room when I do that because there is no escape.
That's called a Tuesday.
But that was a great one. That was like out of all the ones I think I've played, the last one for the escape room is like put that there. And you don't want to talk too much about it in case you do come across it and other people are like, oh, spoilers. But
Yeah, it
yeah.
sounds like a kind of like the start of like Saw.
Yeah.
Handcuffed and then the kind of there's like surgical stuff in there, wasn't there? But
That was
Yeah.
the vibe, yeah.
yeah, that's pretty cool. You ever done one, Hugh?
I did it once. We went.
Oh, we did one, didn't we?
Did we not go with Jason Cameron and
Yeah.
stuff? And there's another point where like someone had to go through like a hole in the door, and I was like, Cameron, you're the smallest kid through there. She's like, I don't know why. I was like, get through that door.
Because you could just imagine it cutting to the cameras and then just seeing you berating the camera and going, get that.
Get in that room you've never been in and figure out how to get out.
See, I think like it's funnier like imagining that with no sound, just like
Yeah.
somebody aggressively pointing.
And the other one are going, hands in the air.
Because I mean, I was chatting to the woman who was their games master,
Yeah.
and I was just kind of chatting to her, and I was like, "So, have you had a lot of people coming in over Christmas?" Mm-hmm. And she was like, "Yeah." And you know what's really funny? You do get a lot of office parties that come in for bunny years team building,
Uh-huh.
in inverted commas. And if there's a lot of them, they'll do a room each. And
Yeah.
it's like, is everybody working as a team? Is what the project manager says. I know,
Oh, I
you're
hate
screwing
that
your
chat.
face up.
I hate that chat.
But
Yeah.
yeah, and it's shit. But she's watching the camera going, no, they're not working as a team at all.
That's not their job. They don't escape rooms for a living. Yeah. I get real mad.
You do get really mad.
Escape rooms kind of feel like board games to me. Things that seem cool, but I don't ever want to do again.
With board games, are you like that as well?
Board games.
Well, you don't like, Guess Who? Well, I'm not a big fan of it, but Guess Who? You know,
Guess you.
It's always a wee picture of me.
They're all Hugh, but just in different hats.
No, just the different years. So, how long is his hair?
Oh,
Has he got hair?
is it blonde? Is it
Is he
peroxide?
smiling?
Is he smiling?
It's like, has he met Sinead yet? Yeah.
So he's
He-
frowning. She never listens to this.
I was going to say no because he looks happy in this one.
No,
but
that's true.
okay,
That's very
alright.
true. Has he been hanging out with Hamish too much? 'Cause he's a bit drowsy looking.
Drowsy. Guess Who? We need to make that board game now.
When's your birthday?
August, you've got 8 months, right?
Ready? Guess Who?
You have to be nice though and make the pictures nice, right?
Okay.
Angie, work your magic.
I'm a Photoshop monkey. I will do my best.
You can put other people's faces in and just give them ginger hair if you want.
Oh, we can do like different hues, like Hugh Jackman.
There you go.
That would do kind of look alike, same body type and stuff.
Yeah. Same Australian accent.
Yeah.
But so with board games, sorry.
I'm not a huge fan of board games. I get
Bored.
bored.
Hey.
I quite like flipping the table though.
Yeah.
Like see when people are invested in something and everything's like set up properly and people are into it. Flip it. Chaos.
Chaos.
Aye. I don't know, I'm just not very...
So 52 pickup is a fun game for you.
See, because I like video games, right? Because you can't really break the rules easy. So it kind of keeps you on that pathway.
It's linear.
You on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So see, a board game, I think I just drift off into going like, oh, so why am I following these rules?
Yeah.
I don't have to follow these rules.
One thing I did in 2022 for the first time was play D&D.
Right.
It was really good fun. It was really good fun. We did a little one shot, and I'd never played before, and I had fun building my. The whole process was really good.
Did you have like a voice for your character?
No,
Alright, I was good.
but our DM, was
Defensive midfielder.
Wrong
football manager.
Nah.
no,
Sorry.
not quite the same.
The
No,
dungeon master.
no, she was brilliant.
Yeah.
She was really, really good. When she came over, and said hello and stuff, she looked at me and just went, "Do you have a Bluetooth speaker?" And I'm like, I do. Why? He's like, I like sound effects. I'm like, oh, okay. So it was really immersive, but it was really fun. And she briefed me before we played. Like she's very good at what she does, and said, there is no rules to break. Really, you can play however you want, as long as it's within as long as the DM says. Whatever.
Okay.
That's the fun of it. Anything
yeah.
can happen,
It was really, really good, and I would totally play it again.
I have a few friends that do like playing D&D. Like a friend of the podcast, Ross. He loves that stuff. They did get together, like my brother and you as well, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, Jason does seem like a type.
Jason
Like, he
did
really
D&D.
likes his role.
Ross was doing it. They had like a night of doing it, and I wasn't invited, obviously, because they know I'm a money bastard about like these type of things.
Wait, you're a money bastard.
But they were talking about it in front
You
of me.
showed up in the game as the boss at the end.
No. Right, well,
there are ogres in it, I'm sure.
but they were like talking about it, and I thought, oh, are you just having a night and I'm not invited? No, we're playing D&D, and I was like, oh, good, I don't want to go. Like,
I think you would enjoy it.
I think you would.
that's what they keep saying. Oh, you'd really enjoy this, and I'm like,
You've heard that from 3 different people, so that means you need to give it a go. That's my rule.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, it's my rule. Well,
It's just like playing an RPG. Right?
I like.
an open RPG.
Can I have a really big sword and spiky yellow hair?
Yeah, if you
You
want.
want to be?
absolutely.
So you could be Trunksu.
Call yourself Cloud or whatever.
I like that. Did you hear that there? Or you can call yourself Cloud or whatever. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
I played Final Fantasy VII.
Did you like it?
At the time, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to revisit. We're gonna revisit that at some point.
Nah, that's me done. That's enough Final Fantasy talk.
That's what I've been doing now.
Hugh, what have you been up to, mate?
Final Fantasy VII Reunion Crisis Core.
What did I just say, Hugh?
I broke the game.
You broke the game.
Aye, I'm like the max level,
Oh, right, okay.
and I'm like halfway through.
How are you finding it? Because like
really
I've
good.
started it like twice now, and I'm like, I'll eventually play that. But I've started something else now. I'm like, I'll come back to it.
It's really easy to get into and then pick up and play again after a while.
Yeah,
It's obviously a PSP game. And
yeah.
then
Because I played it on the PSP, and I really did enjoy it. Like even the voice acting being a bit over the top, it was fun, and having that kind of back and forth with like Zach and the behind the scenes of what was happening in Final Fantasy VII where Cloud's coming. I don't want to really spoil much for that as well. Big.
What, is it not the same thing?
nah, this is a prequel
Is
to Final Fantasy VII.
Prequel to the sequel.
Yeah, there's a Hamish, don't make us go into this. There's a
Prequel.
lot to
There's
this.
too many.
But like, it's a good game. I've actually been playing Pokemon Red. I know that was what we were talking about earlier.
Pokemon Red.
I've been playing Pokemon Red on a cartridge on a Game Boy Advance.
That's full
PSP.
nostalgia mode.
So that like it's got a backlit screen because playing on an actual Game Boy these days.
Yeah.
God, that game's slow,
Oh yeah.
but like fun. Just I've got 3 badges. I'm on my way to the SSN.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck that boat up.
The whole boat.
The whole boat. I'm just gonna go into every room, challenge. Get your fucking shite Pokemon out. I'm gonna smash every one of them.
They call this man the iceberg.
You, the iceberg.
But, like, I just love like putting my Pikachu out and I'm taking up 3/4 of the screen. Loving him. Like,
Big chunky
Where
shoe.
did you get Pikachu? Was it yeah? Where did you catch
the
Pikachu?
Viridian Forest.
There we go.
Yeah.
Like an hour of just going back and forth and like
You've just answered my next question. How long did it take you to get a Pikachu?
I don't want Weedle. Fuck off, Kakuna. I don't want any of these cunts. Give me my wee fat mouse.
That's one thing I loved about Pokemon Yellow is he would actually follow you about behind you. That was cool. Wee Pikachu.
Yeah, do you know who I never ever got Bulbasaur in Pokemon Yellow? I could never figure out the steps because if someone gives you them,
Yeah, the nursery. Yeah.
but like I always went in and they're like, no, it's ours. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Fine.
Oh no, you had to beat the gym, and then that's when you got Bulbasaur. It's like you look like a strong trainer. Then here's Bulbasaur.
One thing I didn't like
You-
about that was
couldn't beat it.
your Charmander, your Squirtle, and your Bulbasaur were all the same level. I think it was like level 10, level 15. It was low level
Yeah,
for where you were in the game.
yeah.
But Bulbasaur, I'm sure it was Bulbasaur you would maybe get a little bit later.
Yeah.
So compared to the rest of your team when you picked him up, he was like, oh, really low level.
Yeah, put him in the nursery and then let him travel up and then come back later when he's like swole.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like I've mentioned this before, but the middle evolutions in that line are all they're the worst. Like
Yeah.
Charmeleon, Ivysaur, and
Wartortle.
Wartortle. Oh, fuck off, Wartortle.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
just want
that
to
we
get past
can't-
them as soon as possible.
It's like I'll put it off, and I'm like, Squirtle to Blastoise. that's
I
how
like
it-
Ivysaur.
No, do you know, I'm gonna share some love here. Like, yeah, I have a lot of love for the middle evolutions.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Nah,
Because
save
that's
it- save as much
that's
rear
like your
candy.
exciting part in the story. Like, you know where they're gonna go. You know where they're gonna evolve into. But it's
Yeah.
like they're full of potential, but they're not like your little starter. But yeah, it's like teenagers. You know, you're like, yeah.
I think it's because like you love the first when you get them, and then you love the last bit when they're super powerful.
Yeah.
It's just that it's the growing pains years. In the middle
teenage
when
years.
they're growing up.
Angsty teenager.
Chameleon doesn't listen to you and stuff like that.
Oh, Charizard was the worst for that, man. Like, you needed to have so many badges, didn't you? Or he wouldn't fucking listen to you. Half the time you try and attack, and he's like, "No, he doesn't want to." And it's like, "Bitch, you're my Pokemon. You do as I say."
I remember when my Charizard in a second playthrough of that game learnt Rage, and I didn't know what Rage did at the time. But Rage, you know what Rage does in
It
Pokemon?
builds up, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you cannot swap it out for another move.
Yeah.
So I used that move for the first time during the Elite Four, and I hit Rage for the first time, and Charizard would not stop using Rage, and I got so upset that I cried.
You use Rage on yourself.
I was like,
Stop
it won't stop raging.
I want to beat the Elite Four on Pokemon Red, and that'll be me beat the game. I'm not going to get 151 and stuff. Fuck
Did
that
you
shit.
find? Have you gotten to the Elite Four in Violet Scarlet?
No, I haven't played Violet Scarlet yet.
You haven't.
No, because I played Shield, right? Or Sword, one of them, and I got like 4 badges, and I was like, this is really fucking easy.
Right.
I'm finding no challenge in this game whatsoever. Because of the shared experience and stuff like that. My starter was just mega punching everyone out of the screen, and I was like, this is boring.
So
See,
Jill had that with her Pokemon Low Kick Mick.
Yeah,
Because she
Low Kick-
names all her
Low
Pokemon.
Kick
She's
Mick.
like Low Kick Mick.
Yeah.
Just comes in and just annihilates the competition.
Just kicks
see,
him out
you
of
have
the
a team, but you very rarely need to actually use a full team. Your first guy will just,
Yeah.
and you don't even need to like look at the moves. Just press A. And,
Pokemon gameplay, tap A.
yeah.
whole day when you've thrown the Pokeball. That helps capture the Pokemon. as
Does
well.
it? I thought you had to press it on its like third.
Yeah,
So-
See,
These
Dom,
are
that
this is-
mentality is the same kind of people that go, oh, if you just press the light at the traffic lights, it makes it go green quicker. Like it's,
Yeah,
you
I mean
think
that's
it
something-
helps, but it doesn't really.
It doesn't really. Yeah, it's one of those sort of high school or school sort of like, oh no, if you do that, it definitely does it. Hold down once you've thrown the Pokeball. How like yeah.
I'm going to do the missing go glitch because
Are you?
yeah, fuck, I'm going to glitch my way to the end of this game like I did back in the day, like
Like he has his whole
full
life.
of nuggets and master balls.
rare candies and just
Yeah.
just turn up with the Elite Four, like a team full of hundreds. Like what he's going to do?
Also, like having like loads of Master Balls, so you don't miss getting a Pokemon as well. It was good.
Yeah, I always use that on Mewtwo.
I know, but I mean, you can do the dupe. Like,
Oh,
you have,
yeah,
like 99
yeah.
of them, and then you never need to worry about like, oh shit, which one do I
Because
need
you get
to
the
use
legendary
for
birds like pop.
Yeah.
Take this Moltres, you wee bitch.
Yeah.
She was
Who
always
was
the
your favourite legendary bird?
Articuno. I said that really fast, didn't I?
Yeah.
Hamish?
Probably Moltres. That's pretty cool.
Articuno, I was saying as well.
See, Moltres was in my team, so I'm going to have to say Moltres.
Oh, there you go. Oof. Fire and
No
Ice,
one
this
likes
podcast.
Zapdos.
Nobody likes Zapdos. You had the big beak, as I think I was saying last night. That big. He
Sharp,
points at you
isn't
like,
it? Sharp looking.
Just like Big Bird on steroids and
Is that a wee
crack.
bit Big
at the same
Birdie?
time.
Right,
He is a big bird.
Hitmonchan or Hitmonlee.
Hitmonlee, I always got.
Yeah,
But then Hitmonchan had like Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, Fire, so he was a good person to have in your team.
yeah. But I do like
Yeah.
Hitmonlee because he
Yeah.
reminded me of Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee over Jackie Chan any day.
I just went, alright, that's cool, put him in the box. I'm never using him ever again.
And
So
then
neither
the
then.
fossils as well.
Okay, Omanyte or Kabuto?
Omanyte.
Omanyte.
Yeah.
Kabuto probably.
Whatever
Yeah.
one I picked up first, because I didn't care either. I was just like, these are terrible, give me something cool. And I know they were the ones that you would only get once during a playthrough and you'd have to trade. Or what you would do is make Jason play his Pokemon Blue and steal all of his Pokemon.
Oh, we all had a Jason.
What did the rare Amber give you?
Aerodactyl.
Yes.
Yes.
Can't remember.
Yeah,
Point for you.
Thank you.
You're a very surface level Pokemon player, Hugh.
It's a very surface level game. There's not a lot going on in that game.
There's tons going on. What are you talking about?
In Pokemon Red, there's
Tactics and
there's
all
a wee guy
this.
that loves shots.
Maybe
Yeah.
you shouldn't play D&D because he would just be like, attack,
Aye,
attack.
Aerodactyl, go.
stab him in the eye.
Kill gesture. Kill gesture.
Just, no, I just like. Do you know the best part about that game? The gameplay's great, and like I love all the nostalgia. The music is just the best. Like,
Yeah,
I
it
love
is,
the fucking
yeah.
music, and I know every music of every town. Like,
What was that Ghost Town place?
Lavender Town.
Yeah, I like that music.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like creepy as fuck.
Yeah, when you actually kind of learned the backstory.
But the game obviously is a Game Boy game, so it's got fucking loads of annoying stuff in it, like slow and the loading and whatever. But like, it's just so nostalgic.
Yeah, I've noticed like most people when they play now, they just emulate it and then put like the speed up.
Yeah. We used
Well,
to-
that's one thing that-
Guilty as charged. Yeah.
Arceus was good about that because I was like, first thing I do was like, right, change the text speed to fast. And I was like, Arceus is the only Pokemon, well, the first Pokemon game that came preloaded with fast speed right off the bat. I'm like, I like this game already.
I think the worst one is when you're going through like the text with someone who asks a question and you accidentally hit yes again. You're like, I have to go through all of this again.
It's like the fucking owl from Link to the Past.
You
It's
just
like,
keep
oh,
talking.
do you want to say that? But they'll change from okay to you're like yes and no, and they switch it round sometimes. So you accidentally go, oh god, fuck, and he's like, whoo, start again. You're like, fucking
I hate
Nintendo.
that. No, it's cool playing it on the original hardware because you get that like that panic when you see the battery light going funny.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh god, I've got to save, because I don't want to go through a lot of this game again.
So you purposely gave yourself anxiety as well.
Aye.
What do you name your character?
Um,
and when you play
my
Pokemon?
name, I just Hugh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Dom, you're the same.
Hamish.
Yeah, I do Dom as well.
Oh, I
like,
don't-
as
I'm-
well.
Oh no, here's what do you call your enemy? What do you call? you
Oh,
just leave
right.
him as
Okay,
Gary,
that's a
or-
better
Hamish.
question.
No, it was always Gary from the show.
You just left it as Gary.
Or was it Blue?
Blue,
He used to
yeah.
come up, aye. And I just used to hate him, man. He's like, I'll smell you later. I'm like, who the fuck you
Smell
talking
you
to?
later, yeah.
You've never beat me once, you wee dick.
I was like, at that age, that was the harshest insult you'd ever had.
Where did they get this arrogance? I fucking smashed them every time. Like, we're not rivals. You
It's not
don't even
arrogance.
come near me.
It's not arrogance. It's garridance.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
And in the show, he was getting all the bitches and all that. Man.
Yeah,
Like,
he was dragging about his
driving
car.
up there,
Had
just-
his own cheerleaders
I
as
know.
well.
You're like, what the fuck? Is he not like 10? Like, what the hell's going on in this show?
I think it was 7, were they not?
Yeah. Oh no, 10. No, 10.
10.
Was it 10 now?
10.
Like my, I always think it was whoever was default for me. It was default names for the bad guys or your
Default's a
rival.
weird name to call him.
Default. But like recently, like I just change up. Greenie is usually when I put off like
Yeah, it's
pal
evil,
Greenie,
though.
and then like when I'm showing Angie, let's go Eevee just to see what it was like. And I called my
Okay, Dom was your name. You
Dom
just
was my
wanted your
name and my rival in that game because it's not like Gary or anything. It's like, oh, this is my grandson, blah blah blah. It's like this is your rival childhood friend. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's very.
He's nice to you.
Yeah, so rewrite
Because
it.
in the original game, it was like you've been rivals since you were a baby. I was like, what the shit did you do when you were babies?
And there's only 2 houses in that town.
Yeah.
It's just Wayne's staring at the window at each other. Like, fucking hate that
You
guy.
were saying it was like Maggie with her rival. And
Yeah.
you did say it.
The baby with the eyebrows.
Eyebrow.
So I called this one Brexit.
You took a photo last night of because it's like oh Brexit, you come at the wrong time, and it's like a lot. I'm like, we're gonna get some good chuckles out of this.
Yeah.
But then when you did your yellow playthrough on the stream,
Yeah.
you called yourself
Daddy.
Yeah, so like there were some really funny ones that you could put, and it would just link up perfectly with some of the text that you could get. Like, I think I remember watching you. You streamed that.
I did stream it, yeah. And I can remember Greenie was like, I was going to watch this with my daughter because it was going to be Pokemon Yellow before I realised he named the character Daddy. I was like,
what did you call your rival in that one?
Greenie
Greenie
with that one. But it was more because because like
That made me
his daughter turned around and we go, Daddy, why is he calling himself Daddy? He's like, alright, we're not watching this stream.
You don't talk to Uncle Dom ever again.
This interview is over.
See, I get a bit bored of seeing the same name over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I was Ash when I did my original playthrough of Pokemon Red.
Uh-huh.
And then from then on it was the colour. So for Silver I would call myself Silver, and my rival would be Gold. Right. Yellow, and then my rival was Purple. So on the colour wheel, yellow and purple are opposites. But as an adult,
As a grown woman,
it would be so Leaf Green. I did play Leaf Green, but that's kind of not a remake because it's just red and blue, but updated a wee bit. It would be. I would take the name and make it Japanese. So it would be Midori and I think Aki. I think was red, something like that. So it was Murasakino for Violet because that's the Japanese for Violet, and then for Arceus, I was like, I don't really know what to name it here. I don't really have anything to go off, so I went for like my name in Japanese, which is like, my name means Angela, so I was like, I'll do Angel. So Tenchi is my name in Arceus, and then I had no idea what I was going into with Arceus, and then like the first dialogue you have is like, oh, you fell out the sky, and I'm like, oh, like an angel.
So much thought into it. I used to put like dick or something.
everyone's got nice stories, meaning like asshole, prick. I used to like the Pokemon. I would always have like a set team name.
Prick wants to fight.
Like mine's, I had like rap artists where like I had like Tupac and Biggie. I can hear why Little Wayne would probably have that. I can see
I thought you were struggling to name more rappers.
No.
You're like Tupac and Biggie and
Eminem, Dre,
Will Smith.
It was like, what was it, Miss Evie Elliott?
Yeah,
like,
Miss Evie Elliott.
Watching for something.
That's good.
Yeah.
I never got the thing with Evie. Like, everyone loved that.
Oh, don't you start! Angie's
not
gonna
in this house.
Not in this
Straight in the box, mate. Cannot care less. Get in Bill's box.
I think just because you could change it into multiple things, wasn't it?
Do you have a favourite evolution?
Trans Pokemon.
Do you see a trash Pokemon?
Trans Pokemon.
Do you have a favourite evolution?
No, they're all shit.
Angie put the knife down.
No?
They're all shit. I just wasn't interested in any of them. I was like, where's the cool Pokemon?
I think I had Vaporeon or something like that. I think I had.
Where's Alakazam?
Do you choose Alakazam over an Eevee?
Especially in red and blue, man.
You can't have an Alakazam because you have no friends to trade with.
No, but I had a little brother who would steal his Pokemon.
Poor Jason. No, not poor Jason.
I'm like, Jason, give me a Gyarados, will you?
Put 10 hours
Jason
into this
be
game.
like, where's my Machoke and my Graveler and my Kadabra and what was the other one? Was it Haunter?
Yeah.
Haunter.
Haunter take Gengar.
I don't know, mate. Just a full team of evolutions.
Well, what are you talking about? I'm just beating the Elite Four with my awesome team.
6 Alakazams.
I don't understand
That is it. Psychic. That's the glitch basically in that game where there's no they don't have any weaknesses.
Yeah, and that's what they brought in Dark.
Yeah,
in Gen
so
2. Yeah.
it was more balanced because fucking
And then Dark had no weaknesses, so they brought in Fairy.
we'll just keep adding. Nothing will go wrong.
So yeah, speaking of psychics, Dom, why don't you tell us about your tarot reading?
Oh, that was at New Year's. In
That
fact,
wasn't New Year's.
That's
it
how
was
you
your,
do a segue.
Yeah, that's a
Well,
Very
I wasn't
good.
actually finished.
You get another rum for a good segue.
Yes.
Anyway, you were not finished here?
No, sorry. Tell us about your tarot.
Segue is done.
Segue complete.
Segue's final.
Oh, quickly. Dom, favourite evolution, go.
Flareon.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. What's your favourite one?
Jolteon.
I mean,
Jolteon's my favourite Pokemon. Like, love him.
Oh yeah.
Love him.
That's cute.
He's my
Do you
favourite.
know, I was looking at it earlier going like, what the fuck is that?
Best Pokemon ever.
It
The
looks
size
like
of its ears, man.
it looks like a sun with ears.
Oh, it's cute. It's like the Partick Thistle mascot. Cute.
It is, yeah. And then you got Donkey Kong beside Yoshi up there as well.
Because Donkey Kong's a bit fucked up.
I'm sure I have that
Look
Donkey
at
Kong
his
as well.
eyes.
I was about to say, are his eyes always that close together?
I was going to call him Hugh because of that, so...
How dare you?
He's not full Donkey Kong because he's not fully there.
Yeah,
so.
We all know that Jason is the gorilla in this group.
It does kind of look like something that you would get from like a knockoff Chinese market or something like that. Like, and they have to change the name to something like Donkey Kong to avoid any infringement.
I remember...
Conky Donkey.
Conky Donkey.
Donkey Kong.
I remember one of those claw machines. I can remember it was just one of those moments that you walk by something and you're like, I'm having that. It was in the Brayhead sort of claw machine ones, and I'm like, I'm having that Donkey Kong. Look how fucked up it is.
In my head, you've walked past it and then you walk backwards to look at it again.
Wait a minute.
My
Donkey
son
Kong.
is coming home with
You're
me.
coming home with me.
Tom sent me a video one time and it was bootleg Dragon Ball Z figures, and he was
I was in New York. I was in Chinatown.
yeah, and it was going along and they were getting more and more fucked up. There was this Goku and his eyes are pointing two different directions. Oh no.
I saw a comic strip recently. It made me laugh. It was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it's bring your brother Picasso along, but Picasso was a Picasso painting, and all his body parts are fucking everywhere, and they're like, I'm a champion. It's you sure are, little buddy.
So Dom, tarot reading.
So your friends do they like their tarot stuff? They're very...
It's the company I keep, yeah. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Are they
I
astrology
really
people?
wouldn't. They are.
Oh, right.
So you say that because you know your Cameron, she really likes that.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, and I've picked up stuff over my friends over the years because that's the kind of stuff they're into, and it's a lot of interesting stuff. Me, don't personally believe in it, not at all. But see, for entertainment purposes, it's quite fun to indulge in sometimes. It is. So there was a night we had last year where a few people brought their tarot cards along, and as me and Dom, as two people who do not know the Arcana deck or anything like that, we thought to ourselves, fuck it, we can do that.
Yeah, it looks easy. I'm looking good. You just turn the card
We'd
around.
had a few drinks.
Flip a few cards.
Yeah, we were like, we can, yeah. So we were like, we'll do your readings. Chaos ensued to the point where I was telling my friend that we went to hers for New Year. I was telling her about a deck that you gave to her.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, who was this friend? I was like, oh, da-da-da. And she went, oh, poor her. It was like, this card says that you're going to sit your driving test. And then I flipped it and I was like, this card says you're going to fail it.
That's brilliant.
Improv.
Yeah, it was improv,
Yeah.
I told one of my pals that who's a vegan, I was like, you should stop being vegan. This card says you should go hunting.
That's just generally good advice, to be honest.
And I had to change your bank card. It was like, this card says you need to change your bank.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just bullshit.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but see, our friend Hunter, or my friend Hunter, he once told me he's gonna go vegetarian for a while, and my first response was, I'm gonna eat twice as many steaks, because he was like, I want to make a difference. I saw this documentary and I was like, you're not gonna make any difference. I just doubled my
meat intake.
I was gonna say meat intake, but then I was like, someone's gonna jump right on that.
Here's
the
probably.
amount of
No, you jumped right on it.
Hey, there it is.
I was like, you're not making any difference whatsoever, mate, so give it up.
Do you know what I'd have said to Hunter, off the bat, if Hunter was like, you need to go veggie, I'm like, I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna eat you, Hunter.
Grass-fed Hunter.
He was stoned a lot, wasn't he?
Yeah.
It's a weird way to say I'm going to make a difference. I'm just going to let the meat in my fridge go rotten. There we go. Anyway, that's
But yeah, just one of the readings, everyone was a bit pissed for that as well. But it was a completely different card deck. You tried to read it, and it was all these ones with spoons and knives and stuff like that. I'm like, and this this is when you grew 7 arms because there's 7 daggers here, and 5 arms. We've got you to watch out. That person's gonna come out here, but luckily you've got 7, so you got 2 more. Quick math! Whoa! And she was
like D&D.
Yeah. And then there was one that was called high cups.
No, there wasn't.
No, there was. It was the cups that were there. There was 1 to 9, and then there was the high, and then the low cup for it as well. So
I must have been having a smoke when that happened. Yeah.
So we were going through that. Your pal Tasha started. She was drinking and she started having hiccups. And then it was like
genius.
Drew was just like quickly. What did he say again? He was like quickly.
Oh, I can't. I was pushing.
I think he was like quickly give her the hiccups. And he was on the floor just pissing himself laughing.
It was really. I actually had to go and give him a cuddle because that joke was so funny.
Yeah, it was so
like,
quick
was
as
really
well,
good.
and I was like, I wasn't drinking, so I was like, this is
I
terrible.
made that joke a minute ago.
I know, but I was trying to explain. Like,
It's alright, it's recorded for posterity, Hugh, don't worry.
Can I get the credit as well?
you may have the credit.
No.
You may have.
Have you ever done a Ouija board? Your friends into that kind of thing, a Ouija board?
I've had some potato Ouijas.
Fuck's sake.
Are we no Ouija's? And I'm bored.
Mine was really clean because I use a squeegee board.
The level of comedy on this podcast is out of this world.
Fucking 10 out of 10.
That was good. If we're clipping it, no, let's go with that bit.
I have done a Ouija board.
Did it have a Glaswegian accent?
I know.
I know, yeah.
It's not yes and no. I know.
Stop making these jokes.
It's like stab.
Stab. It's just
Chipped.
stabs. Instead of the alphabet, it's just different
Heroin
knife.
stab.
But yes, it was years ago, and I didn't really have a good experience with it. It was really boring. I don't know, like it was because you could feel certain people lead. And you're like, this is not fun.
I mean, that's how it works, though. Like,
yeah, but no, it's everyone going like, "Are you gay?" So it's like, this is so stupid.
Oh my god!
Like the dead spirit knows, is like, I know.
I've seen what you do.
One of my favourite jokes I've ever seen in a video game cutscene was Saints Row Get Out of Hell. Like, if you know me, you know that I love the Saints Row games.
Yeah,
like I really, really do. And there's so your main character gets sucked into hell, but before that you're conversing with a Ouija board, and all these shenanigans are going on. It's like, oh look, it's laughing at us, and the planchette's going H-A, H-A, H-A. That is really funny.
that is really good. I like that.
I really enjoyed the Saints Row games. I thought they were brilliant.
So good. So much purple, best colour.
Yeah, I've not tried the new one. It gets,
Me neither.
Such bad reviews on it. But
It's a shame. But anyway, Ouija board, sorry.
yeah, have you ever used one?
No,
I've
apart
not.
from-
I was just.
Oh, no, I was just curious.
It
Okay.
just seemed to get tarot.
Yeah.
That's the same kind of.
Kind of the same boathouse,
Same
I would say,
territory,
as
innit?
well.
But-
Like I can remember being read like what your spirit animal is as well, and I got like fox. It was like your spirit animal's a fox, and my pal Greenie, who was there with us, he hated it. He's like, I'm sure he got. I can't remember what he got. But he's like, he loves
got
foxes.
a doe.
Is that a doe? I think he got a doe. But this was like years ago. This was strangely enough. It was like a party, like when we were like younger. I think we were 13, 14. It was someone's party, and they had this magician slash tarot reader guy, and like he did that, and he's like, your spirit animal's this and this. And I can remember him being really mad, like he didn't get fox because he loves foxes. But he also, I can remember this magician. He was like a horror magician, so he walked up to somebody with a knife and did that in front of him and cut right through his arm. And I'm sure the lassie passed out. It was like, it was just a trick. I'm alright. And I was like,
So
oh no.
weird.
But then I was like, that's such a strange thing to have for a birthday party. But then I don't know, like, you know, it's. I thought it was fun.
It's fine,
There
man.
used to be like magicians that went around some of the cocktail bars in Glasgow, and some of them were really good, and some of them were really not. There was no middle ground.
Is this your card?
Yeah,
No.
no.
Is this your card?
Like the manager's just like, just say it is. Just say it. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I think the last time I was in the cat house, a magician came up to me and Sinead and did some tricks, and it's like not even good tricks, but everyone was loving it, and it's like plenty of drunk audience. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Aye.
You could just turn a card over and be like, "Is that your card?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah." It's like never even showed you one before.
Just is this your card? That.
Yeah, I guess so.
My credit card. Give that back.
Like,
He is good.
We used to know a guy. I'm not gonna say his name obviously, but like, was speaking to him. We were about 18 at the time, and we were talking about like what our parents did or whatever. And he went, well, "My dad's a magician." And I'm like, "No, he's not. Like that's something you do at the weekends or whatever. That's
Yeah,
that's not a career." I was like, "No, he has. He's got his own business. He's a magician." I was like,
I thought you were gonna say like he went out for
Some
some
cigarettes.
milk and disappeared or something.
That's what I was leading.
"Do you know what's so weird though?" He's like, "Oh, if you ever want him to do like parties and stuff, like, do you want his card?" And I was like, "No, like,
Don't give me a strange man's number.
like,
Stranger danger.
He comes up with his business card, goes, "Is this your card?" It is not.
Oh, there we go. That's a good plug. There we go.
Maybe Ash should be a magician.
Pulling the tricks like that.
I know one card trick.
what is it?
52 pickup. No, it's not.
I can't tell you, mate.
Ruin the illusion.
Is that the whole like, magician's code thing?
Yeah, Breaking the Magician's Code's a great TV series.
You need to be a magician.
Did everybody in this room watch that show? Breaking the Magician's Code, The Masked Magician.
It was on like Channel 5, wasn't
Yeah,
it? I just wanted to know. There was one certain trick. It was like cutting in half one and stuff like that. I was like, I've got to know what the fuck. How the fuck's this happen? This is terrifying the fuck out of me. How's her legs over there?
How can they say? How's she getting tickled? She's getting tickled.
Then I was like, this is boring. Like, I now know the fucking tricks.
It's the same. The company did the same one with like why wrestling's fake, and they showed you how to do that as well. And now you know the secrets. Because we watched some of it. Now you know how they did the trick, and
it's
it's
so
like,
naughty. It's great.
Like,
Yeah.
really,
Who was the wrestler?
Oh, there was like a few that were there. They had the booker, but they were all in shadows, and they had to change their voices so they didn't get found out.
There was someone in particular.
Christopher Daniels was one of them.
Was it? Oh yeah. Like, because he's
got
like
the tattoo.
he's never been WWE or anything, but he's like the most
Indie-rific guy.
indie guy, and like everyone was like, never book him again.
Yeah.
But like no, they did. But like I think he got a lot of shit for that. Like
I know they like to keep the kayfabe up, but it's not like people actually think. Well, some people think
people
it's
are in
real,
on the joke now.
Yeah,
A bit of laugh.
You don't get slapped in the head anymore. Remember when that
Stupid.
happened?
slap you in the head.
I'm specifically referencing something that happened. Segues again.
From slapping the head. I'm not the host, Tom. Segue. So I've done one.
Anji, any ideas how to segue this into something else?
Slapping heads.
Sorry, guys, we're new to this podcast.
Yeah, well, it's been a while since we've had to segue so hard from a conversation. What? You just see like the hamster wheel with my head just spinning, going like that. I mean, I've got no ideas either. Why are you talking to me?
I'm under pressure. Dom, what have you been up to?
That was there we go.
Good segue.
Good segue there.
But you were saying earlier on that you stopped playing Pokemon to play something else. What are you playing?
Yeah, so I am currently. I've started playing Kirby: The Forgotten Land.
Oh yeah,
You streamed it, didn't
that last
you?
I
night?
streamed that last night. Yeah.
Sorry, man, I was drunk in
Don't worry.
Glasgow. So
You were at a gig, so
Yeah.
it was all good. Because again, I just played it for about an hour or so because I was like, right, try to get like back into the schedule and not recording and back into streaming as well.
Streamer Week, boys.
Stream a week, try to do that. So yeah, like when people turn around and say that the Switch can't output great games at like a high frame rate and stuff like that, but if the game's solid, it will work. Kirby's a great example of that. Like very much like Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild, where it's got limitations, but it's still a nice looking game.
it's using the Switch's capabilities like properly.
Yeah, optimized properly. For
You
it.
said it was a gorgeous game.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I
How
couldn't
many
believe it.
things did you put in your mouth?
So many things.
Right, we're talking about Kirby here, right?
Oh, sorry, alright, apologies. So, it's just strange to see Kirby in this sort of like real life setting.
Yeah, like The Last of Us type world.
Yeah, it's quite
Is that like the kind of open world one?
yeah. It's like, but it's like open levels, but like Mario Odyssey, where it's like, you know, you can go back and there'll be different things that are there that you can go through.
Yeah.
But Kirby is a bit strange. Kirby. Like we used to play with the footballs and stuff. You can just ram through things. Like, but you're like, Kirby doesn't know what a car is. How does he know what the acceleration is? What's going on here?
What's the actual objectives like?
That's like the problem that you have with the Kirby games in general. Like you wouldn't know how to drive a car.
He's not got a license.
That's something him and Hamish have in common.
In common. Sucking up things and can he drive?
He was in the middle of smoking it and he couldn't get
drive.
out to say something and he's like,
I want to finish this quickly. But so the objective of the game is just to save your pals, the Waddle Dee guys. Good old Waddle Dees.
Waddle Dee is such a funny one.
Yeah, and he does the wee dance at the end of that, so it's very, very cutesy. is one of those types of games. It's like it's definitely for like that audience that think that Kirby's the greatest thing ever, and Kirby is a
Like you.
pretty solid guy. I love Kirby. Kirby's a great guy. See, when I met him in Japan, I was like, "What's going on, Kirby?" He went, "Hi." And I was like, "All right."
Do you know why you never met him, Hamish?
I never went to Japan.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry. Like,
Neither did I, Hamish. Neither did
You
I.
coming next time?
Is there going to be a next time?
Of course there is. I'm going to force people to go, not you. I'm kidding on. I'm trying to force you to go as well. I know.
there was
Pick
like
out a time when I'm not busy.
nah.
Every day.
So there was like a temple that we went to in Japan. This is like, remember you like, oh, remember we can talk about this.
Oh,
And they talk about you go up and you can get like these sticks that tell you what your fortunes are. So what you do is you put the money in,
Yep.
you shake it about, and then the first stick that comes out, that's what your fortune is. And what happens is that you get good, bad fortunes and that as well. If you have a bad fortune, what you do is you wrap it round, you discard it, and then you take another one out.
So you just try again?
You just try again until
Right.
you get a good
It's
fortune.
basically
That's a
getting rid
money-making
of your
scheme.
bad fortune.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Like,
what do you
you-
wrap it in?
It's like this stick.
So, yeah, it's like, yeah, it was very, very good.
I forgot about this because of the hilarity that happened.
Right.
So Hugh comes out, he's like, oh, I got a good fortune, it's a really good one. Jason, Sinead, all getting these really good fortunes. And then it comes to me, and I shake it out, and I get a neutral one.
Oh.
I'm like, neutral? And then Hugh's like, ha ha ha, in the middle of this temple, ha, you got a neutral, you suck ass. And people just staring at him go through. But I was like, but what do I do with this? And then I read up for it, it went, oh, neutral just means, you're alright.
It said,
Keep doing what you're doing.
it said no matter how hard you try,
Yeah.
nothing will ever change.
And I was like, alright, okay.
I've got a video of this because like we were taking videos at the time, and Dom's like, "It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. No, I'm fine."
I'm fine. I'm fine.
So it's just me giggling.
Sounds as good as one of your tarot readings, though.
Maybe that's like
If we go back, if we go to Japan, deer temple or nothing. You seen the deer temple?
Yeah.
You feed them
Yeah.
crackers
Yeah,
and they bow.
I've seen
Like,
that,
yeah.
And there's the rabbit.
Monkey Island is what it say.
Fox.
Monkey Island,
There's
Bunny
a Fox
Island.
one as well.
Yeah.
Bunny
Well, we
Island.
can go to all of them.
Yeah.
We can go everywhere.
Go
Nintendo Land as well.
Oh yeah. Nintendo Land looks
You
great.
can be drunk all the time if you want.
Oh, but in a different country. I could.
Yeah.
We have to steal as many animals as possible.
I have a video of us walking through, right? And Jason just going, "Can we go in there for a beer?" And I went, "No, we're
It's a
paying for it."
temple, Jason. You can't.
And then like we'll walk by another wee bit, and he's like, "Can we go in there for a beer?" And I'm like, "Jason, no, we're like walking, and like I really need a beer."
Beer.
Like fighting against his fucking alcoholism all the way through that holiday.
Oh, how bad is it going to be with Hamish? Should we take it?
Like
You should
we've
be used to
figured it
that,
out.
mate.
We've figured it out. You can go into the shop and you can drink in the street. You
Oh,
just,
sure,
you
actually,
can just,
yeah.
you can just buzz your whole day.
You can buzz Lightyear your way right for this all day.
We'll get home and I'll be like, so when are we going to Japan?
You tell him.
You definitely need to take loads of pictures and videos because I won't remember much.
Stick a GoPro in your head and just see where you end up.
Sinead says that women have to go this time because she's not going with us again.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, because we're just chuckle fucking away.
Why is that?
Because she's bored of our chat.
Have you
That's
met
why she doesn't
us?
listen to the podcast.
We're just like, Dragon Ball Z.
One Piece.
That is the podcast. And then he was like, I hate Dragon Ball Z.
That's a dynamic, man. That's how it works. Someone needs to be the voice of reason. Anji, thoughts on anime and stuff like that? Yeah, there we go. Finally, an ally.
She's not a weeb. It's okay.
No. Pokemon is about as weepy as
Yeah.
I get. That's it.
It's about as weeby as you need. And anything more than just pathetic.
Don't
Although I
look at
did,
you
I
like
did
that.
say to you, I did like slip up. Was it last night? Because there's the big Tesco next to where we work,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
and I'm like I went to college and did graphic design, and I have a job in the creative industries, and so I'm a bit of a brand bunny, and aesthetics, like all that. And I saw a T-shirt. It was like a new range that they did in Tesco, and I was like, there's a T-shirt. It was a kind of greyish green colour. It was a nice colour. I'm like, I like that colour. Print on it was really cool. I was like, that's a nice fucking T-shirt. Got a wee bit closer, and it was like Dragon Ball. And
Yes! Did you buy it? Did you buy it?
no,
Don't.
no.
I'll get it, mate. I'm
Yeah.
alright.
We've had this discussion. I was like, I was gonna buy it for you, but I don't know. Like, would you? And that brought on a whole new discussion because I was like, how would you dress yourself in that sort of stuff? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't
I don't really see as
you don't
much
want to
as-
advertise that you're a loser
Yeah, and
any more than you already do.
Because
Hugh, what was you in?
Mario. I was wearing a JoJo t-shirt all night because me and Rory went to see Shin Ultraman,
Oh,
the
besides
film. Do you know what Ultraman is?
No.
Do you know what Ultraman is?
Nope.
I know who Astro Boy is. I don't know who
He's also Japanese.
Ultraman. Is that what Astro Boy evolves into?
No, Ultraman's kind of like kaiju type stuff. So it
Okay.
was like a live action thing. I
called
a game on
it-
the SNES as well.
We were talking about kaijus the other night, and I was like, haiju? Like, haiku? Like, I was like, that big man over there, very, like, 17 syllables. I was like, that's how much of a weeb I am. I.e. not at all.
Yeah, you can be trained. We're training Hamish.
Very slowly. I did like Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man is fucking excellent though.
That's just because it's so fucking stupid.
You relate to it.
Yeah.
But Shin Ultraman is also really fucking stupid, by the way. There's a lot of fetishes in this film. There was a giant woman at one point.
I'm
Like a
convinced.
giant woman, like a kaiju-sized woman in a skirt. Obviously, what was the first thing they did?
Look under her skirt.
Look in her skirt.
Oh, wow.
Japan.
I'm sure that's the only reason that you guys like all this weeb stuff, because I've never seen a serious one that doesn't have some kind of gross over-sexualization.
I'm not taking that for you. Especially from you.
At least I keep mine hidden. I'm not like, guys, look at what I'm watching.
Yeah, like, at least I keep my fetishes to myself. No, like, right, this is funny. I downloaded like a pack of every first episode of anime from this season, right? Because you watch the first one, you go, that's shit, that shit. I'll watch this one. Right, there was one, right, and it's just a fetish. There's a guy that's just going reincarnated as this girl's dog. Right. And I was like, this is weird. The episode's only 10 minutes, usually like 20 minutes, like a normal show.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, right? This episode was 4 minutes of her in the shower with the dog.
What?
She was like washing the dog, right? Dog's tail would wag, and it would like excite her. So I watched the full 10 minutes, right, just to see what was going on.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was sitting there and I was like,
10
if
minutes.
Sinead walks out right now and watches this, I don't know if we're going to still get married.
Not one you can easily explain away, is it?
There's only 3 episodes in the season, so I might give the other 2 episodes a go.
What show was this?
Reincarnated as somebody's dog.
Is that actually what it's called?
Yeah.
It's
Put a lot of thought into that one, clearly.
but like I didn't know what, like, obviously, like it doesn't tell you at the beginning that, by the way, this is just porn. So like I was watching it and I was like, oh, alright, well, I wonder what's going to happen. Does he have to like communicate and say, oh, by the way, I'm a human in a dog's body? No, he's just going to hang about her while she gets changed and stuff like that.
He's dogging it up.
Aye. And then
his
like,
best life.
just fucking straight porn, man. Like, and it's still on my hard drive. I don't know why.
How long have you and Sinead lived together?
Since 2013, so that's
10 years?
10 years. Fucking
Yeah.
hell.
So have you guys, you know that bit in Friends where they catch Chandler watching shark porn and they can't, well, they don't. He's watching porn and they switched it to a Shark Week channel or whatever. Like, have you guys ever had a shark porn moment where you've had to explain, oh shit, no, this is not what you, this isn't what it looks like?
As a weeb, it must be a case of every week.
she gets it. Anime is fucking weird. She watches it with me, like some with me, and she likes kind of romantic-y ones, and she's fine with it. When she hears moaning, she kind of like comes in like, what the fuck's that?
That's from the TV or you?
And it's usually Goku just like charging up.
Turn that shit up.
Go on, Goku.
We've never had like it wasn't anything like she caught me doing it or that, but like we had like IPTV, you know, it's like the kind of, you know, pirated TV channels. So there was like porn channels. So I just was like flicking through, and then it got to like a porn channel, and this guy was just smashing this woman, right? Like violently. Yeah, it's kind of hot. So like Sinead panicked. She just panicked, and I've never heard a panic noise like, oh, what is that? turn it off right now. Like she was just like scared of the TV. She's just innocent, like just like no, like
She's like throwing stuff.
I was just like, oh, what's wrong with that? So every now and again, like I kind of like pretend like, we're gonna go back there. She's like, no, don't do that. She just goes bright red. And
like we've done like 80 episodes or something like that, and we've never had a more concise insight into your mind, Hugh. Then we got, and you're like, it's quite good.
Quite hard, actually. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not shocked by it, but like I was just like, oh, there's the porn channels. But she was just like, what the fuck is that? She's, I don't know,
he's hurting her.
Get off here!
She's like, turn that over now. Don't ever put that back on.
She'd be like, the neighbours.
Fucking hell, actually. No, never thought of that bit. The neighbour's like, alright, okay, is that what they're doing with that soundbar and
It's 10 o'clock.
Whack o'clock.
You mind your own business.
Well, I do in my house.
I worry about that as well, because my TV's like, it's a wee bit higher up, and I've got big doors, like veranda door things, and you can see in to see my TV from the outside, and I'm thinking, people are like watching me watch this. Like
walking their dogs.
Close your goddamn curtains.
No, I like the voyeurism.
I like to know I'm being watched.
But no, never, no catching incidents.
Right, okay.
No. Not by accident anyway.
On purpose. Spider-Man.
Just bursting into rooms like, what are you doing here? Oh, right, okay.
Oh,
I was just waiting.
I don't know if I've told this story on
Do it.
on the podcast, where it was like when I was working my old job in a pawnbrokers. So
Is it
you
a porn broker? This is gonna be
That's a segue.
So in the job, people used to come in with like their TVs, guitars, anything that they could get money for. And there was this guy that came in with his MacBook, and he was like, essentially, so usually when you have that, you have to clear it or like take away the iCloud and stuff just to make sure that it's all secure
Apple
for it.
guys, mate. Apple
Yeah.
guys.
So you have to just make sure that he's like, oh mate, I can give you a couple £100 for it. Yeah, give me that. Give it a second. And I said, I just need to turn it on just to see what happens. And he went, okay, well, just to make sure it's working.
Yeah.
Open it up, and it's just hardcore gay porn. Just boom, boom. And I'm sitting just looking at it, and then the guy's pure went, and he closed over the laptop. And I went, anyway, just continued, just basically, and I could hear around the corner the manager pissing himself laughing, and I was like, oh my god. And he came after the customer had left, and he's like, oh man, what kind of stuff was he into there? And I was like, oh, it was gay porn. And he went, and he sort of went against the wall. What? I've said that guy about 8 times. I didn't know that was gay porn. And he started getting really, really self-conscious
Why did
about
he
it.
catch the gay?
I was like, I was worried. He's like, oh, and I went, mate, it's just porn.
I don't understand how some people can think, right, I'm going to go and give this laptop
Yes,
to a stranger. Maybe I should close my tabs.
Maybe I
first.
should, yeah, exactly. It was, honestly, as soon as I opened it up, it was just right away loud volume for it. So he's not watching it quietly. He's obviously watching it either to an audience, boldly. He's standing there, like, just like volume up, ready to go.
Have you heard that story? It was on like a Reddit. It was like today. It was like the Today I Fucked Up Reddit, which I've been like diving into every so often. But it's like an old story. And internet stories, I don't really care if they're true or not.
Yeah,
I still get
it's
a kick
entertainment.
out of them.
Yeah, of course.
It is entertainment. And somebody had the house to themselves, so they decided to watch porn in the living room in the communal area. They're like, I'm home alone, it's fine. And they linked their laptop up to what they thought were their Bluetooth headphones for a more,
immersive experience.
It went to the Bluetooth speaker.
Yes.
And their family came back, and it was just all these noises.
That's when you just put on it was a prank, bro.
Yeah,
I knew you were coming in, so I did that because it's for the bit. It's funny.
Totally planned that.
We had fun with a Bluetooth speaker once.
Oh yeah, with Jason. I don't know if Jason's ever told you this story.
No,
Hugh's face is looking very confused here.
Well, weirdly enough, that morning,
yeah,
because this is before we moved in together.
Yeah,
I was over at yours in the morning. No, you were over here at the morning.
Yeah,
and then we went through to yours later on.
It's like tennis.
Yeah, back and forth.
It kind of was with a big train in the middle. the Balloch train. Because I would always sit in the front carriage, which is where like the fucking that was a danger,
that's
danger train.
Danger train. That route.
But I would, occasionally ask you to like totally random questions, and I was like, so I came to you this morning and just went, if you were to freak out your neighbours when you realised that your phone connected to their unprotected Bluetooth speaker, what song would you play?
And it was always,
if you were going to give them a fright.
Yeah.
And I went, I would choose 6 by All That Remains because it has a really aggressive intro. Mm. What would yours be?
Mine was Hammer Smash Face by Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah, I know that song.
So we used to play that. And I went,
oh, that's a good one. We went about our day.
Yeah, because I used to play that to close off the cashew shop for it as well, because people would just come in and just wander in. I would play that, and then everyone would, it's fucking mosh up ish. Just leave for it. But yeah, so later on in the evening, all the restrictions were kind of opening up, and Jason, when he was a single man, just making this very clear, took out one of his pals for a couple of drinks. They ended up his pals, and he ended up coming home with some friends, some
ladies.
Some ladies.
I know this story.
We were in bed at this point.
We were in bed.
We were sleeping at this point.
And he started playing. He's like, "Okay, Google, play Dancing in the Moonlight."
Jason songs.
Level 10. I'm like, oh my god. And we could hear like a guy and some girls there as well. And then I was like, he doesn't know that we're here.
And we were, sleeping next to each other, and I just rolled over half asleep and just went, "Babe, Hammer Smash Face." And then I rolled over and went back to sleep.
Stuck that on and Jason's like, you could hear it stop. I guess Dom's in.
Is that not the night he was stealing your drink was in the kitchen? He's like, Dom, I'll pay you for shots. Like, so he was going to...
He was monzoing you money.
Monzoing me shot money.
A bartender buy the shot.
Yeah. And then it was so funny because it was like... someone was wanting to play one of the guitars, and I'm like, Jason's like, is it alright to play it? I was like, no man, just make sure they don't touch. I don't know who they are, I don't want me touching that. And his message back was, just let this happen.
Like, don't be cool.
Just let this happen. But I think he found out like later on the night, because like Jason's like, he's a sensible man. Even when he was drunk, he was like falling about the place. He found, I think the lassies that he had were the same age as Cameron, or they were pals with Cameron. And as soon as he found out, he's like, right, get this.
I kind of remember him saying it. He's like, I just told everyone to get out.
He did. Because when I got through it, he was sitting just listening to country music on the couch. And I think the next day I was like, oh, man, you were just sitting listening to a song over and over again. He was like, oh man, I'm just like my dad, man.
Mate, they're very similar.
Yeah, they came to humans. But that's a great way to disperse any sort of situation, by putting on like something brutal like that.
Have you heard the chicken story? It was a similar one about the Bluetooth speaker, but it's a Bluetooth printer. So this guy prints an entire scientific essay, but every single word has been replaced by the word chicken.
In the whole essay?
Yeah, and he just prints it on his neighbour's computer.
Dom, catch.
Sorry, but yeah.
Right, okay.
My hands are full.
Hold on.
I can't pass your phone over for you.
Oh. That's my phone on Dom's chest, thank God. You put it other places as well?
What, the phone?
Yeah.
What's that stank on it?
Dom sold me that phone.
I did.
So there was already stank on it.
Shame. It was shame that was on it.
I was like, Dom, I just want a normal upgrade, please. And he's like, here, do you want this expensive ass phone? And I was like, I do.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
I do now.
I just want pushed into making big expensive purchases.
Come on.
Someone justify it for me.
See, Dancing in the Moonlight, like Jason does love that song. I remember we were at a friend's 21st, and he was in the toilet, like peeing at the time, and he heard it come on, and he literally slid into the room, hadn't even like done up his jeans or anything like that, just so he could dance to this song.
It reminds me of that time in Cheers when Return of the Mac was like his thing. He just loved Return of the Mac, and he just went up to the DJ
George Bowie,
and stood over him and just went, "You're playing Return of the Mac." He's like, "Okay, big man." And it came on, you could just see him just like doing that.
It wasn't even in the playlist, not even in line with the other music he was playing.
Completely out of left field.
Just play it.
I don't get why he likes that song so much.
I just love
It's a
it.
good song, mate. It's a banger.
So, boys. Is there any news?
Is there any news here?
Ubisoft are a trash company.
That's not
Did
news.
you do your music?
Yeah. So Ubi trash.
That's not news.
In
In one way that, you know, everyone already knows that, and to that's slanderous, you can't say that here.
They've cancelled 6 games. One, we don't know 5 of them, but one of them is VR Splinter Cell.
Oh.
Mario and Rabbids has underperformed.
Yeah. It didn't
Shocker.
sell 13.5 million like they
No, but I
expected.
think the point is people are waiting because they know it'll come down in price because it's an Ubisoft game.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Mirage is going to be shorter than the last 3 because the last 3 were too long. They are going to cut jobs because they've lost loads of money. Skull and Bones been delayed for God knows. Who cares at
Again.
this point? Who cares at this point?
It's so strange because we were talking about that last week as well,
And
and it suddenly got delayed. It's so strange. Skull and Bones.
Beyond Good and Evil.
I
Yes.
thought we were past.
No one knows what it is.
Remember the year of delays that we had with COVID and stuff like that? I thought we were past that, but apparently not.
Well, I think it's more that the lawsuits and all these things that are coming out of like how they've been treating folk and
The sexual harassment.
yeah,
stuff,
and people are like feigning away from it and like we're not going to be supporting this company now because of this reasons, and they
and also
forget
the games are bad.
yeah, and their games like our games aren't as good as they used to be. People are looking in these new generations for new games.
They're now 5 out of 10s where they used to be 6s.
Yeah, they used to be jokers.
I hate that film.
You love that film. You bring it up
fucking
every
hate that
podcast.
film. I bring it up all the time,
You bring it up and knock one score off of it every time. I think the first time you were like, it's like a 7 out of 10 at best, and then
Yeah.
it was a 6 and then a 5 and now it's a 4, I think.
I'm reflecting more and more as time goes on at how trash that film actually is.
Without ever rewatching it, just like, no, I'm going to go with my own memory on this one.
Just
and
getting older and cynical, Hugh.
Yeah, old cynic you.
Oh, it's just a bad film in general.
Anyway, with Ubi.
No, we're doing this.
Okay. Okay, Joker. Like, they're making a Joker sequel with
Which
Lady
Joker?
Gaga, who's going
Barracuda,
Joaquin.
Joaquin
Joaquin
Phoenix,
and Lady Gaga's going to be Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Oh, good. More confusing. That's exactly what DC need.
How is that
What do you mean it's confusing? What's
Why
He's
is Lady
actually
Gaga?
from.
What, Lady Gaga sings?
Right. So, who's the Joker in the DC films? Right
Who
now?
cares?
Well, that's done away with.
It's done. It's gone. James
No,
Gunn.
No.
James
The
Gunn.
Batman's getting sequels.
Yeah.
So who's the Joker in the Batman's?
Doesn't matter.
Maybe
Barracuda?
Irish lad. Aye.
Aye, it doesn't matter.
Too
It's
many
not been established, mate. You're going. This is confusing me. But it's not confusing. It's this
It
movie and this
confuses
one.
everybody.
Does it confuse it? Well, it's not the MCU or the MCU, as you like to call it, because
Aye.
you just
I've
don't like
literally
women.
never called it that. No.
You said that. You
Never
go,
called it what?
No, dude, you've.
MCU.
Oh,
You
you
just
said
said
it.
Soundbite is like Mr. Black.
God damn
But
it.
yeah, you always used to come in here going like they're making too many movies, Marvel movies that are not speaking to me. Therefore, this is terrible, and I hate all Marvel movies.
Who did you, Dom?
He has. He's hooded me. Hoodwinked me.
Pretty sure you said that you hate women as well.
You did. You did. I thought, I have to
Because
go
of
back.
She-Hulk.
Yeah.
I liked She-Hulk.
Oh, you say that now that they're here with their torches and their pitchforks and stuff.
I thought She-Hulk was
Let's tell the
very
church.
funny.
Let's tell the church.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
And anything with Tim Roth in it gets a solid thumbs up for me.
Solid thumbs up. So what is that? 4, 5 out of 10.
Yeah, you can't go from
I guess
numbers
that's solid better
to
than the
thumbs
Joker.
up and
A 2 thumbs up. That's a 2 out of 10.
It's a low 7 thumbs up.
Oh.
No, my whole thing with the MCU is that when I go to the cinema, I want to have more choice than just the MCU films that are out.
Yeah.
God damn it. I'm not going to see Avatar. Stop asking me to.
the first one wasn't very good anyway.
Yeah, the first one looked
It
nice.
looked nice.
It was
yeah,
good
but-
if you saw it in the IMAX.
Yeah, no, it looked nice. It was a nice experience, but
Yeah.
the actual story.
Fern Gully, superior.
What a movie.
We're
It
going.
was that you know what kind of person you're talking to if they tell you what movie they associate Tim Curry with.
Yeah.
And mine's Fern Gully.
Oh, I think it's Home Alone 2.
Yeah?
all the time, aye.
Okay.
And Muppets
Treasure Island.
Treasure Island.
Yep. Muppets Treasure Island.
Is that
Rocky
your
Horror
one,
Picture
No,
Show.
no, with Tim Curry.
Let's go through his
oh,
back
what was
catalogue.
it? I think we talked about this recently
Command
as
and
well. Spies. I love that one.
What's that thing I sent you recently? It's like Michael Caine and Tim Curry are really good actors in their retrospective Muppet movies because Michael Caine
treated the Muppets.
He treated the Muppets like actors, whereas Tim Curry treated himself like a Muppet.
That's how I worked it. Yeah.
We had this argument last night in the car, actually, didn't we?
Yeah, the peak of the Muppets. It's because like, you were saying that Ross was like, have you ever seen Muppets Christmas Carol? He sounds like one of the guys out of that, and we're like, oh, Beaker. And it's like, he could have just said the Muppets. He's in all of it. Like, but that's the peak of the franchise.
Muppets Christmas Carol's the peak of the
Fucking don't you
Beaker
start me,
arc.
though. We'll start this argument again.
Alright, okay. I would disagree. It's not the peak of it. It's the peak of the Henson era, because Henson passed away from that, and his boy took over for Christmas Carol, and it's the last Jim Henson Muppets movie. So it's not the best of it.
So what would you say is the best of it?
I don't know, the Muppet Show was great, the ones back in the 70s and stuff like that. I would say the older stuff's good, but even the stuff that what's his name from How I Met Your Mother, like the two movies that came out were really good as well.
Yeah.
Well, the one where his brother, a human, and has a brother who's a Muppet.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
so
have a
Jason,
brother's Muppet.
yeah, there you go. He was going to say it, Jason.
He won't listen to this, he doesn't like us.
But I think
He
it's
likes
like
you, Paige, don't worry.
it's like the difference when Disney bought them over, they kind of just put them on the shelf and didn't do anything with them. But the Muppets have been like, they're a bit like Scooby-Doo and stuff, where it's just like they always try to change something up, and yeah, like they've got Muppets Now, which is their sort of live action. We watched the episode of that.
Well,
and it was
you
very
showed
good.
me an episode of it, and it was alright.
Yeah.
It was
And then they
alright,
had-
but then you showed me the back catalogue, and I was in awe. I said to you, I had no idea they had this caliber of celebrity on that show. I had no clue. I've seen like the Muppet sketches. Some of them are really funny, like Pigs in Space and
Yeah.
the
YMCA pirate.
yeah, like they're great. But I had no idea they had like all these amazing.
Johnny Cash,
Yeah.
Elton John.
Johnny Cash was a boy, man.
Yeah.
Love that guy. Quick aside, is anyone going to watch Velma?
No.
So this morning, I didn't know that it'd been released, and the only thing I seen was maybe a screenshot where Velma was
it's
like
bad.
changed, and
watched
Daphne
the
was.
trailer this
Yeah, we watched the trailer, and I was like, "Oh, this does not look good."
Have you seen it?
I saw clips on Twitter, and like, it's just bad, and I want to watch the whole thing because it can't actually be this bad. Like, I don't believe that someone wrote this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
And it got pushed through and made.
yeah.
Do you think that again it's for a direction for people that like, well,
No,
we want more representation than blah 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 blah.
This came from a corporate boardroom with 40 middle-aged white guys thinking, what kids like?
Yeah.
This is where that came from.
It's WB, like, you know, it's on HBO, but it's WB that, like, you know,
They
anytime
own
they,
Scooby-Doo, eh?
yeah, they're terrible at doing quite a lot.
Scoobert. His first name is, mate.
See,
we watched the trailer, and what you said afterwards, as soon as we finished watching it, was, "Where's the goddamn dog?"
Yeah. Where's the star of the show?
Yeah.
where is Scooby? He hasn't got a Scoob.
That's ridiculous.
Really?
I want to watch it and talk about it just because, like, it's fun to watch bad things.
Yeah.
I think
fun
so.
at it, yeah.
I think, like, see if there's genuine, like, you know, there's a genuine humour to it, and it's got good writing, then it doesn't matter what the cast look like or what they're trying to, like, or what you feel they're trying to push. But a few of the jokes in the trailer, I was like, oh, that's a bit cringe.
They took the stuff that like, what I saw is Vilma's got a specific character. Everyone knows what that character is. And they went, alright, all the cool stuff that people like about her, like, scrap that, right? We're just going to give her, like, cringe humour now.
Yeah.
You know, thanks. Alright, that's exactly what everyone wanted.
Yeah. I mean, like, everyone wants a cringe character. Everyone
You're
wants to be
cringe
arrested. Yeah, am I your cringe
I was
character?
just about to say, I mean, we've got Hugh.
You have to get in there.
Any time that any possible insult gets set up, it's always a race between us.
It's very much trying to be like The Office, but without the humour. Without the...
Yeah, like a real office.
Yeah, so it's like a real Office. It's just terrible. People just come in making, like, bad jokes. That,
Not even jokes, but quips.
quips,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
There you go, yeah. That's
You know,
probably-
there's a Married with Children cartoon coming out as well.
Really?
That's
Animated
ridiculous. What a classic show, man. I love
Has
it.
it got the actors and all that
Yep.
coming back from?
Same
Oh, because we were even talking about that because we've been watching Modern Family, and like anytime Ed and Neil's on, I'm like, what
That's
a
been our
lad.
comfort show ever since we finished Frasier.
Yeah.
That's
That's a
such
good
a great
show.
show.
That's a great
It's
show.
brilliant
We
show.
had such a good time just watching that. That was, you know, dinner. It's like episode Frasier, and we did that for a few months. And
Yeah.
it was really good. And I think when we got to the last episode, I was like, I genuinely enjoyed watching the show with you. It's,
Yeah.
really, it's really good.
At the end of a show is always pure sad. It's like losing a friend or something.
It is.
It's-
A
There's
group
a
of folk.
hole in your life, and you're
Yeah.
like,
But
what
yeah.
pull this was. So it's been Modern Family. But recently, you were asking me about New Girl
Yeah.
because that's on Disney Plus.
Because it's been clips that have been shown on there that was, I'm like, do you know what, this could be fun. And Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah.
Is this your
Dash
first
rule.
time watching it?
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Well, no, it's your first time watching
Yeah.
it. So it came out when I was at uni, and I had a lot of friends that saw it for the first time, and you know, I'd saw it when it was on E4. I think it was on TV,
Yeah.
and I really enjoyed it. And the comedy is slightly male leaning because even though you've got a female star, it's not like Sex in the City or anything. It's like it is something that can be enjoyed by literally anyone. I think.
Yeah.
The humor is really funny, and it's got so much heart. And the pilot is amazing.
Yeah, the
We-
pilot's really good.
You've only seen the pilot so far in terms of full episodes, but
Yeah.
the pilot's good.
Yeah, because it's just some of the clips that I've seen like through on TikTok or YouTube and that, and it's like,
You laughed a lot at it.
yeah,
It
like
was-
Nick's a brilliant character. I really like
Yeah,
him.
Nick's funny. Yeah.
And like even that said, like Nick's reminding me a lot like Charlie from Always Sunny in Philadelphia,
And then, who's his ex?
his ex is the waitress.
The waitress.
Oh,
And then I'm like, oh my god, because I was like, she looks familiar when it's the waitress. I'm,
I'm
like, oh
like,
my god, fuck.
but-
Funny that I was
and
saying that.
I was telling you about like the sort of dynamic because Zoe
Zoe.
Deschanel.
I like Doey. I like Doey.
Well, she has doe eyes.
She
doesn't
does.
She big eyes.
big eyes, big blue eyes.
Like the tropes that her and Cece have are interesting because Cece is slightly superficial, but she is like a kind person. She has a big heart, and Jess, Zoe's character, is quirky and a bit of a mess, and has all the tropes of a side character. And Cece has all the tropes of a
A main
character, but they swap it in New Girl.
Yeah.
And I think that alone makes the show a bit more interesting. It's like Cece should be the main character when you look at her on paper.
Yeah,
But
she isn't.
she isn't.
Yeah.
So we kind of changed the norm.
switch the tropes around.
Yeah.
See how you react, Hamish. How did you react?
I was just busy looking into Zoe Deschanel's big doe eyes, mate.
Yes, they're so blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't even hear anything. Just like
All you hear is ah.
there was a show that was on TV years ago called Diary of a Call Girl that had
Yeah.
Billy Piper.
Billy Piper, yeah.
Yep. And it was I can't remember the name of the woman who she wrote a blog
Oh,
about her time as a call girl. So the whole thing is based on a true story. Like she wrote a book. I can't remember her name. I'll look it up and maybe insert it later. But she it was like Bella Moore or something. But she was a call girl and she wrote these blogs.
I mean, see if you name your kid that, would you expect them to grow
Yeah.
up to be?
Belly Melly. Who's this?
But so she wrote this blog about like being a call girl, and you know she used like fake names and stuff, and ITV picked it up and they made it into a TV show.
Yeah.
But they did this documentary sort of afterwards, and I didn't see it, but my mum did because there was a joke in it, and my mum was like, "This is really funny." So they sent Billy Piper out to interview legit call girls and get their real life stories as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was speaking to one woman, and she said, "Who's do you have an alter ego? Do you have a fake name?" And she went, "Yeah, I actually do. My alter ego is Bambi." And she said, "Oh, is it because you've got big doe eyes?" And she went, "No, because my mum was shot."
That was good.
That's funny.
That's really
You
good.
just laughed for a long time there.
No, that was good.
Belle de jour. There we go. Belle de jour.
Belle de jour.
Belle de jour.
That's funny.
Did we
I
get
think it's
some,
going to go one way and then it's
Yeah.
did we get some questions, Tom?
Yes, we actually got some questions for the podcast. Hugh is a big fan of getting questions and getting asked said questions. As you can see, it's not that I'm taking my time to take out my phone to read the questions. No, that's not what it is. So this one's from Thomas McLeish.
Can I full name people, mate?
Oh, sorry, Thomas _McLeish.
Tagged him on the Instagram the other day.
Yeah, well, okay.
And where does he live? Let's dox him while we're at it.
I actually do know his address.
So his question for the podcast is, who's your daddy and what does he do?
So he's going all Arnie on us. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I know who Arnold Schwarzenegger is. Hamish.
Kindergarten Cop.
My daddy at the moment has been fucking memed by the internet as soon as I started playing Violet. Professor Turo, oh, that poor man.
Yeah.
Every bit, like, he's the trade of the game.
Yeah, so I didn't know what that term meant until you told us
Oh,
what
yeah,
trade
yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the trade of the Pokemon game? And I'm like, oh, when you trade Pokemon? She went, oh, no.
No.
Oh, no. It's like,
So what is the trade?
So in RuPaul's Drag Race, you have the trade of the season,
Right.
which is the best looking guy out of drag. And it's like, you're the trade of the season. You are like the best.
Oh, right,
you're the
okay.
looker.
Right, yeah.
Like, so Turo has been...
Rule 34.
Yes,
Right,
yes.
okay.
So he's daddy in the game.
Oh, right. Okay.
Have you seen Professor Turo?
No.
Right, Google him after this.
Just don't write Room 34 after it. or do.
That is up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't let Sinead walk
Yeah.
in.
Or later.
Just let her go at that. Like, his daddy's on TV now.
I have another funny story about my dad.
Oh.
Well, again.
Is
not
it about what he does?
No,
What
it's
does
not
he
re-
do?
No, it's not really funny. Just when I was being born, he went to the cinema instead.
What?
He went to see Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, see if it was
Which,
Alien.
you know what,
That'd
fair
been funnier.
That's a good movie. That holds
It's a
up.
good movie.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
At least they didn't name you Roger after the rabbit.
Yeah, I don't like the name Roger.
Is that where you get your middle name from?
My name's Ross.
Roger Ross.
Roger Ross.
Ross.
Roger.
Yeah. Which I don't
Toon.
like because I know a pain in the ass Ross.
Your middle name's Toon. My dad does stuff. Drinks a lot. Hamish will get on. Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Hugh, who's your daddy and what does he do?
My dad is.
My dad.
He's the.
Just a bigger version of Hugh. And
Yeah.
I
listens to country
kind of look
music.
like him, but him and Jason's personalities are the same.
Yeah.
Like grumpy, knows what's best for everybody.
So about like you?
Also, my dad loves like the royal family and stuff like that, so I love going in and being like, "Hey, she's dead, by the way." Like, you know,
Still dead.
I love being obnoxious. So like,
Wow, I've never known that about you. This is the first time hearing of you being obnoxious.
you've never listened to me once, ever.
What?
27 years of knowing each other.
27 years. Don't remind me of that. You said that the other day. Like 27 years of knowing each other. I'm astounded. What was the next question, Dom?
Next question, I think, is just directed to me. It's from Mabel.
Oh,
Dom,
right,
how did
never
you
mind
find
it.
your experience? Dom, how did you find your experience playing CFEs with me? So, Mabel has got an Xbox now, and she was wanting to see like some games.
Congratulations.
And her and Craig were just playing some games on it, and they asked me to download Sea of Thieves. So, if anyone, I don't know if he even talked about it on the podcast, I don't know how many episodes ago when the four of us were playing. It was ourselves and friend of the podcast,
Oh,
Ross.
but that was a fun stream to watch. It was carnage.
It was just absolute mayhem with Sea of Thieves. But this one we just played along with Mabel. They've obviously had a good couple of updates on it. The game just looks so beautiful now. It's crazy good, and I do think that we should all jump on and do it again. But it was chaos with Mabel, not knowing where anything is. It's been years since we played it, so I'm like, wait, what are we doing? Let's go on the map, and then obviously it's sail to this place, and you're like, okay, and then so you were saying earlier when it was coming to games, some people okay, they having set positions,
Yeah,
I'll
they'll be the navigator. And
I'll navigate, you
yeah.
go this way. Mabel decided to go, okay, I'll keep an eye on the map, and then she wanted to sail the boat. I went, okay, but while I was looking at the map, while she was sailing, she came down to look at the map, and we were off course, and you could see the lines just swirling around.
You know when you watch a cartoon and it's people sailing and the map does a billion loop-de-loops?
Yeah.
Because I poked my head in occasionally and I was like, what is up with your map? You're going from A to B is that,
Yeah.
and you're going every which way.
Yeah.
Just gotta get your sea legs.
And then, exactly, and then we kept asking, can you go south-north? I'm like, what? They're and go west. Go west. I'm and I'm listening going, man, I'm so glad it's not me saying this.
Did anyone try and set fire at the boat?
It happened. I accidentally.
No one tried to.
No one
but it
tried,
did
but it did happen. It wasn't on purpose.
Everybody fell overboard. at
Everybody
one
felt
point.
it. Yeah, we all were drinking, having shanties, and it was funny. Like, I didn't know you could do this. See, when you drink and you're drunk, you could still bring out your musical instrument, but you're so fucked that
you're
and then
playing it wrong.
But you can play it wrong, and everyone else plays it wrong together.
It's
So
like
it's
Dom
like,
Is that a
always playing the
patch?
guitar.
I think it is a patch.
Yeah,
I think it
that's
is.
cool.
You
That
made
was
that
very
joke.
harsh.
I didn't make that joke because it
It hurts.
comes from me all the time.
Yeah.
But coming from you, Hamish,
Mix it
that
up a bit.
hurts. Oh. Made a joke at me, my crazy lack of talent on guitar.
Can you play Gun Hop?
Gun hop?
Gunshot for the Head of Trepidation by Trivium?
Probably.
You say
You
that like
say
you
it.
could play the whole song.
I can.
You learn like 2 chords.
And that is the whole song.
That sounds kind of like it. That's not you playing a guitar.
Well, in my head I am.
So that's the end of the podcast this weekend, guys. Thank you very much, Angie, for coming on. Thank you very much for the questions, guys. So that's a goodbye from Angie.
Bye.
Goodbye from Hamish.
Bye everyone. Thank you, Angie, for coming on. That was fun.
Goodbye from Hugh.
Thank you.
And a goodbye from Paige.
Yay! Back on the podcast.
She's not saying anything. Okay, bye everyone. She usually does. She usually just sniffs the microphone, but she's not doing that. Nope. Oh, yeah, she's going to Hamish. And that's a goodbye from me, Dom. See you later, guys.
Our web page is just like
I had to hold the mic.
people talking to me. It's petting time, boys.
Yeah.
Open fire.